Hi everybody, Renegade 67 or 68 here with some more Let's Play / stream Face the Unlimited Blade Works of the Blind variety. So last time, there's some crazy stuff going on. Archer's probably Shiro. I already thought he was, but that pendant I feel really, closes the gate, as it were. For some people, they might have seen that and been like, oh my god, is that what it means? But for me, I'm like, oh, that's what it means, of course. I already thought so. But, all right. Speaking of Archer being Shiro, though, that's the first thing I want to talk about. I have a prediction for who Rider is and a prediction for who Caster is. But first, my Archer thing sort of leads into the Caster prediction a little bit. So I do think that the twist of Archer being Shiro, which technically has not been revealed to us yet, could be wrong, in which case that's a very effective red herring. Good job, you fooled me. However, if it's true that Archer is Shiro, I do think that the lead-up was done well in a vacuum. I think that the way it builded upon itself was very entertaining for me to theorize, and they were leaving it just kind of, not confirmed-ish enough that I think it was done well. That's in a vacuum, though. I do think there was a slight Poe issue. If you watched my Ace Attorney Investigation 2 LP, where I coined that acronym, process of elimination, Poe. The idea is, in universe, Archer could have been anybody. And in universe, Shiro's got something weird going on with him, and even if he suspects it, who knows what's going on with him. But out of universe, as the story goes along, based on the foreshadowing and stuff that's in place, it's kind of hard to not draw the dots, if you're really thinking about it, that Shiro and Archer are probably the same person. Because, Archer should be something, and Shiro should be something, and there's not much hints that they're anything except for each other, and there's so many parallels with each other, that to me it's maybe a little easy. There should have been a bit more red herrings, that is to say. I think especially with Archer, with the idea that they've dropped this a little bit, and I think this is the idea of what they were going for. I just think they should have done it a little more. The idea that Archer is someone from Saber's time. Because he clearly knows Saber, so he's some kind of, theoretically, Arthurian knight or something of the sort. Might have been the thing that they were kind of going for. And I think they should have leaned into that a little harder. They also need to do something with Shiro to make you think, oh, well, that's what he is. He could have also been somehow an Arthurian someone, whatever, it doesn't matter. He needed something. Archer works really well as an Arthurian knight, though, because of the fact that he freezes up when Saber essentially gets a chance to get a free shot on him as the prologue ends. Knight of the Round Table? Sure. That works too, whichever. But the point is, Archer being an Arthurian knight works really well, theoretically, for the reason that Saber being King Arthur, so far, doesn't matter that much. Saber has to be a king, and Saber has to be, has to be a sword user, but otherwise, any king that uses a sword could more or less fit with Saber's narrative. King Arthur is a cool name to drop, but it's kind of a waste to not dig a little deeper into that lore. And so that's why the theory of Archer being an Arthurian knight works so well, Knight of the Round Table, because then we tap a little bit more into the King Arthur lore, which lets us have some chemistry there and develop on the idea that she's King Arthur beyond just the fact that, oh, we chose it because it's cool to have a gender-bent King Arthur, which it is, but and that leads into kind of my caster theory, is that I believe that they did want a red herring that Archer is an Arthurian knight, even though I think they should have lent into that harder. But then when it's revealed that Archer is Shiro, you're going to be like, wait, then Saber's just got no chemistry with anyone. She's just, she's just King Arthur because it's cool. So that's why I think the twist is going to be that Caster is, this is why I wanted the details, I don't remember her name, Morgana, the bitch who screwed Saber over. I have a few reasons for thinking this. King Arthur fell in love with a red-haired Japanese kid. Yeah, I have a few reasons for thinking she's Morgana or whatever the name is. The one who betrayed her or managed to turn all the knights against her. First of all, she seems to have some kind of brain control-y powers, and because she managed to sever the contract with Saber. And so my idea is that maybe she was severing the contract with the knights or whatever that turned against Saber. This would be it would give Saber, someone to bounce off of in the end game, but it would also give huge chemistry because she's got a chance to confront the person who basically screwed her over. And if she finds that they really were essentially mind controlled, that may potentially alter her view or whatever the case. It's potential for a lot of chemistry in the end game, which I think, even though Castor's built up, just as a villain in the now pretty well, if we think about the final villains from the first timeline, Kirei's got a big history with Shiro, Gilgamesh has a decent history with Saber from Fate Zero. Castor doesn't really have a history with anyone specifically. Now, you're saying, oh, wouldn't Castor, wouldn't Saber know Castor? But yeah, we don't really see Castor's face, and she's a caster, so who knows? She could disguise her image. It seems like she's potentially disguising her image at the Rito Temple. So yeah, those are kind of the main reasons why I think that's where they're going with Castor, especially also because they already revealed Castor's noble phantasm, and we still do not know her name. And we should almost for certain figure out the name before the end of the timeline, because this feels like it's a timeline heavily focused on Castor, especially if she is the final boss of the timeline. We should find out her name, and I think it should matter. And at this point, if they haven't already revealed it when they've already shown the Noble Phantasm, at least one of them, then, and also this Noble Phantasm would fit with her being the whatever her face is from the backstory. Yeah, if they haven't shown it yet, I feel like that means it's a big twist. And I think that's going to be the twist, is that she's the Morgana whatever person. That one I'm kind of confident in. Maybe I'm wrong, but that one I'm more confident in. The other one I'm more shaky in. I think Ryder, this one's a little easy, I'm not going to lie. It's kind of the same thing of process elimination. And so I could definitely see this being proven untrue. But I think Ryder is Sakura for a few reasons. Is the final boss of the third timeline going to be Ryder? Well, okay, that's what I was saying, is that if Castor's identity is revealed in this timeline, then in the final timeline, the only one whose identity is left unknown will be Ryder's. And that fits with the idea that I think there's a plot twist going on with Sakura. And this timeline will already show the idea that we can have masters that also are servants from the future. And so that might give Shiro a parallel with Sakura. If Sakura is actually Ryder in the future, it fits because Ryder is working for the Matos. It fits with the idea that maybe if Makiri is training / torturing Sakura, that maybe he is prepping her to be a servant in the future so that he can be used for this Grail War, because it can't be a master. So, and if Sakura is something important, that would make sense to me. I was gonna say, there's a few, this is why this is shaky, there's a few things that go against the Ryder is Sakura theory, and that's why I'm a little shaky on this one. It's a little bit of process of elimination, so if it ends up being true, then there's probably going to be more foreshadowing in Timeline 3 for this, a lot more. But yeah, where does Sakura get her unicorn? I don't fucking know. Why does it seem like Ryder is completely unconnected with bugs, even though that seems to be the Mato thing? I don't know. Maybe that's going to be revealed as her secret awesome Noble Phantasm, especially if she's going to have more prominence in Timeline 3, given that we don't know her name. She should have some trick up her sleeve we don't know. But also, if Makiri is training her to be an awesome servant, he kind of he fucked up a lot, because she seems like the worst servant, if I'm going to be honest. So unless Ryder does have some more tricks up her sleeve that we haven't seen yet, in which case maybe bugs could be involved. But yeah. So I just thought I'd go ahead and throw those two predictions out there. The last prediction I have is I don't think, at least not in large part, we're going to get back to Ayako in this timeline. Like, there seems to be something going on with her in relation to Shinji, because they both went missing or something, and then we never went back and talked to Ayako. I feel like there's some kind of time bomb thing going on with her or something, but we never got back to it, and it feels weird that we waited so long. So I think it's kind of like the whole, oh, they never showed us what's happening with Sakura, and she's going to be tied into the Timeline 3 Mato thing that they're building, is my idea. So I don't think we're going to be getting back to Ayako anytime soon. This is actually me using reverse psychology because I want to see Ayako again and I don't want them to show me her soon. So I'm saying I don't think they'll do it, so that they do it. Pretty please, game. Anyways, genuinely I don't think they're going to, but I'd be very happily surprised if they did. So yeah, that's basically it. I've covered my stuffs. Yep, I think writer is Sakura. I think caster is Morga Warga, whatever her name is. And you said that a couple times. Morgan Le Fay. Okay, she's Maya Fey's great aunt. And then I don't think we're going to see Ayako again anytime soon, and whatever's going with her, I think they're going to reveal in Timeline 3. That is my current main theories. The caster one I'm more strong on. The writer one's kind of weird, but, like, yeah, maybe. So, are you listening, Assassin? I told you that you would continue to guard the gate. Okay, Assassin interlude. This is cool. Assassin might end up teaming up with Shiro. That could be cool. Although it'd be cooler if, I don't know, Shiro, maybe had to... I don't know. It'd be cool if Shiro teams up with anyone, I guess. I'm not expecting it because this feels like it's heavy into the caster stuff. Unless the idea is that Shinji already finished the Ilya stuff and attacks us, and just after we team up with Assassin, he attacks us, so we're forced to deal with it instead of us going to them kind of thing. That could happen. Anyways, I told you you will continue to guard the gate. Theories! He ignores the mags in purple caster. Assassin lowers his longsword and glances at the mountain forest with interest.
いや、邪魔者がいてな。おかしな鳥を見かけたので切ってみたが、血も出なければ悲鳴もあげぬ。
What is this?
これはお前の同胞か、キャスター。
Well, there was an intruder. I saw a strange bird, so I cut it. But it did not spill blood nor scream. Is this one of yours, caster? Uh-huh. A bird. You sure it's a bird and not a bug? Could be a motto thingamajigger. If not, I don't know, who uses birds? Rin could have a bird. Rin seems like the one who'd be looking into this. If it's not Rin, and if it's not a motto thing, then process of elimination says it's Ilya. Shiro wouldn't be having a bird. But, oh, that's right, the bird thing. He has a thing with birds. I forgot about that. We don't have his thing right now, do we? We can't look in Assassin Sasaki Kojiro's details. No, we can't. But I do remember that, yes, he has a thing with birds where he, like, had to spend a bunch of time and doing a technique to cut birds. I think that's a thing. Anyways, is this one of yours, caster?
そう。監視役の使い魔ね。バーサーカーのマスターか、あのお嬢さんか。
Ooh. Are you
どちら
gonna...
にせよ、ここもそう長くは持たな
Are
い。
you gonna abandon the Rito Temple? I see. Ooh, you're caught off guard by this. This must have been a familiar spying on us. It must be Berserker's master or that young lady. Berserker's master or that young lady? Those could both be referring to Ilya. I guess you mean Rin. Interesting that you don't call her Archer's master. Maybe you don't want to call her Archer's master because you're personally interested in Archer? Must be Berserker's master or that young lady. Either way, this place will not last long. Are you going to let Assassin go down with the ship, as it were? Maybe you're going to be like, yes, Assassin, protect this place as long as possible, and then you're just going to get the fuck out? Maybe. Caster walks to the forest and looks down at the thing on the ground. Uh-huh. Alright, what do we got? What is it? It is the corpse of an owl. Alright. Does owl speak to... If it's a snow owl, then, you know, Harry Plopper / Ilya. It is a bird made from crystal. It is simple but suited for spying and must have been made by Archer's master. Okay, so not Ilya, but Rin. So Rin's got bird attacks now. Spying owls. Rin's an owl person? Rin's an owl person. I'll believe it. I mean, it seems a little out of nowhere, but also, like, they need something to spy outside of Matos with bugs, you know. And it fits with Sasaki not liking birds and all that, but we haven't seen Rin using birds before, but I guess it's fine to learn about it now. We have a whole third timeline to, you know, utilize that skill. Suited for spying, and must have been made by Archer's master. This is internal monologue. Caster is not speaking. Yes. Corpse of an owl, bird made from crystal. It's simple but suited for... Oh, crystal! Crystal actually works. Rin uses, like, her gems to do things. Usually she would just use them to store energy, but turning them into a familiar?
あのお嬢さんも運がないわね。もう少し無能なら教え子にしてあげてもよかったのに。
Oh yeah, it's like how you would have made Shiro your student? Jeez. That lady's unlucky. I could have made her my student if she were less talented. She's too good for her own good. Less talented or like, you know, less moral? I guess you only care that she's, you know, too strong to potentially be a thorn in your side. Whoa, she steps on it. Ooh, the shattering of the glass. Whoa, that's bad. The amethyst crystals are crushed to powder, scattering star-like dust. Oh, this is so okay. So I just had to laugh at myself. I'm remembering another game I played where I'm like, oh, I'm sure that's gotta be it. So it's gotta be. I just went ahead and said, you know, it's gonna be kind of dumb if Castor isn't that, because then, you know, Saber's lore is not fleshed out very much. At least I'll be pleasantly surprised. They have held off Castor, so whoever it is, it should be interesting. But it would be surprising to me if there's no real connection to the King Arthur lore other than, oh, it's cool to have a gender bent Arthur. Anyways. She steps on it. The amethyst crystals are crushed to powder, scattering star-like dust.
こんな輩も多いですし、マスターの守護は任せましたよ、アサシン。マスターが死んでしまっては、私も消えざるを得ない。そうなればあなたとて存在してはいられない。
There are people like this, so I leave you in charge to protect my master. I'll disappear if my master dies. If that happens, you cannot exist either. Are you lying? Oh. Did Gilgamesh kill Assassin then? Or something like that. Wait. Did Gilgamesh kill Kazuki in the other timeline? And then Assassin died? But a caster doesn't die because she cheats the system somehow? As if she's linked Kazuki. Maybe she's linked it so that Kazuki is Assassin's real master and Caster's like her own fucking master or something. I don't know. Maybe she managed to cheat the system somehow and do like a master swap where she became her own master. Or because she can break contracts, maybe she used her knife to make it so that she didn't need her master anymore and she could become her own master that way by killing her master. There are people like this, so I leave you in charge to protect my master. I'll disappear if my master dies. If that happens, you cannot exist either.
消えたくなければ死ぬ気で門を守りなさい。
If you do not want to disappear, protect the game, be prepared even for death. Okay, Caster is probably at this point. She just said that it won't last long, and now she's like, yes, protect the gate. She might be using this as a trap at this point. I mean, she always used the gate as a trap for, you know, what the ambush inside, I suppose. I mean, that's what she did in Timeline 1. She trapped when Shiro got too close to the steps. There was a bad ending. However, maybe just because she thinks people are coming for her and because she has Saber, maybe she cares. Maybe now that she has Saber, she cares less about maintaining the temple. She's keeping Kazuki at the temple? Maybe. Maybe Kazuki's already dead. Maybe she already killed him. Maybe she's already solo and just doesn't want to admit it yet. Maybe now that she has Saber, she doesn't need him. I don't know. 700 drop frames. How dare you? How dare you, Twitch, OBS? You know what you did.
さて、死ぬ気でというのは難しいな。この小次郎、生まれてこの方、生きているという実感がない。
Well, it is hard to be prepared for death. I've never felt that I was alive. Is the control over you from Caster that strong? That you just don't really have a proper feeling for it?
そのようなものに決死を命じても無意味ではないかな、キャスター。
Is it not meaningless to ask that of one such as I, Caster?
減らず口よ。
Oh, stop your impudent talk. Oh, so he's saying, since I'm not afraid of death, I might just attack you anyways? Is that what he's saying? He definitely doesn't like her very much, yet he doesn't seem to attack her, except with his words. Though he might be willing to if he could somehow, I don't know, break away somehow. If there really was like a swap and now he's, you know, Kazuki's servant, maybe there's something there. If we can convince Kazuki. Because we still haven't gotten back to that whole thing about how Issei was trapped or something. It's been a while and we have not gotten back to that. We have to at some point in the good version, right? Because otherwise it's like a bad ending. It's sort of like a, you know, a big-lipped alligator moment, as it were. If it never comes up in the good version. I assume it will. It's just taking its sweet time. Stop your impudent talk.
勘違いはしないことね、アサシン。あなたは私が呼び出したサーバントよ。奴隷は奴隷らしく振る舞いなさい。
Do not misunderstand, assassin. You are a servant I summoned. A slave should act like a slave. Assassin just tries his best to get in the way of the dagger. In the way of the dagger. I don't get it. You being metaphorical? Because literally, what's the point? What? Do not misunderstand, assassin. You are a servant I summoned. A slave should act like a slave. You know, it's not surprising that he's disobedient. You're disobedient to your master, so summoning a servant that's disobedient to you is fitting, given that servants are supposed to be like their masters.
いいこと？主人に忠誠を誓えないのなら、ここで消してしまうだけよ。
If you cannot swear your loyalty, you can disappear right now. Caster's words are filled with enmity and contempt. She doesn't really have, isn't really much loyal to Kazuki, but you know, of course it makes sense. It makes sense. She's got that kind of personality, so she was never going to summon a servant she'd be happy with, because she wants full control, and she was bound to summon a servant that would also want, you know, some amount of control. For her, assassin is only a tool. It is annoying for a tool to talk, so it is natural for her to get mad when it starts to speak cynically.
そうか、それはしたり。カゲロウのごとき我が命だが、今消されるのは困る。
He wants to fight Saber.
約束をしてしまったのでな。
That's gonna be kind of hard.
できるのならば果たしたいのだ。
I mean, that's an incentive for him to switch sides, but will he have the will to do so? He might be willing to switch sides if he gets to fight Saber, you know, with Saber acting as a bad guy, him acting as a good guy. I could totally see that being the reasoning, but he just needs to actually have the ability to switch sides, which maybe he does naturally. If not, we need some kind of trickery thing to get him on our side. But yeah, Caster almost certainly would not have revealed to Assassin that Saber's on her side. Or if she did, then Assassin might be a lot more willing to just escape at any time. Or, you know, escape metaphorically, physically, whatever you want to call it. Some kind of Lee. Rock Lee. I see. Good heavens, my life is like a heat haze, but it's problematic if I disappear now. I have made a promise. If I can, I would like to fulfill this promise.
なら言葉を慎みなさい。あなたはただここを守っていればいい。
Then hold your tongue. You only need to protect this place. That's not his goal. His goal is to fight Saber, right?
ええ、それが果たせた暁にはあなたを本物にしてあげるわ。宝具も持たない下級のあなたが英霊になれるのだから。
If you're able to
命を
do
かける
so.
価値はあるでしょ。
If you're able to do so, I can make you a real. I can make you a real. Make you real. A real low class. I can make you a low class. A low class like you without a noble phantasm can become a heroic spirit. So it should be worth risking your life, right? A low class like you without a noble phantasm can become a heroic spirit. Oh, I see. You're saying it's a servant based on... He's a fake. He's not a real person. He's not a real heroic spirit. You're saying he can become a real heroic spirit, but, you know... If you ask Archer, being a heroic spirit's not all it's cracked up to be.
心配は無用だ。元より閣僚の身、与えられた役割を演じきってみせよう。
You do not need to worry. I've belonged to the other world from the beginning. What other world? I will act out my role. If he is a real person, then it's weird for her to be like, oh, you can become a heroic spirit. As if he's a servant that just isn't... He's a real person, but not a heroic spirit. I don't know if that's possible. I feel like you're either based on a heroic spirit or you're based on like a... No, the heroic spirit can be based on fake, but then the fake can become real. Lore, I'll act out my role.
だがいいのかな、キャスター。私も主人に忠実ではないが、お前とて不義理ではないか。
But is it alright, Caster?
マスターには内密であろ
う。I'm not loyal to my master, but you're dishonest as well. Tonight's matter is a secret to your master, right? Oh, do you know the full details of tonight's matter? Because that would affect your plan, right? The thing you want to do? Good fights? Fight Saber? Isn't that what you want? Is just having good fights? Fights that are good? I assume so. At that instant, Assassin's body explodes. Wait, what? Wait, what? Wait. He died. Wait, what? Wait, what? Wait, what? A thumping sound. The curse that was put into his body upon summoning him has exploded. The curse? Oh, so when he shows too much level of discontent with his master, he just dies? Is he just dead? Are we gonna have to fully go on this in Timeline 3? Is he just dead in Timeline 2? The trees sway. You thought it was an assassin interlude, but all along it was a caster interlude! Assassin is flung into the forest, his chest pierced from within his own ribs. Is he dead, though? This is so unclimactic! Can we, like, see images of this instead of just... Come on, this is like an explosion? Give me at least a little bit of a... or something. His chest pierced from within his own ribs. His figure is like a bloomed flower. Is he dead? Did they kill him just like that? Not only did they kill him off screen first, but now they kill him with no fanfare? Oh, no.
これはまた日に日に度が過ぎていくな、キャスター。
Jeez, you're getting worse every day, Caster. Okay, he's not dead. He's taking it so casually, too. Cheese and crackers. What is this? At that instant, Assassin's body explodes. I'm not loyal to my master. A thumping sound. The curse that was put in his body upon summoning. Is this from one of the command spells, I wonder? The trees sway. Assassin flung into the forest, his chest pierced from within his own ribs. You're getting worse every day, Caster.
黙りなさい。次に同じことを言わせるのなら、あと5日を待たずに消し去るだけよ。
Quiet. If I have to tell you one more time, I will eliminate you before waiting 5 days. What's special about 5 days? As in, you're always going to kill him 5 days from now? I don't know if that matches up with Timeline 1 or not. I know you tacked us towards the end of the days. That might match up with when you attacked us in Timeline 1. I'd have to check. I don't remember. But it's more than likely it's sooner than that, because he probably acts up again and she does kill him prematurely. He just seems like the type that she would end up just killing prematurely anyways. I will eliminate you before waiting 5 days.
まったく女と小人は手に負えんというが、お前はいささか行き過ぎだ。
Jeez. They say women and mean people are unmanageable, but you have gone too far. Women and mean people. Oh, but is there a difference between the two? Oh-ho! Plot twist. The flashy servant gets up. The servant does not lose his elegance even if he shows his ribs, or if his body is covered in blood. This could have been, I guess, what? No, it doesn't have to be lame if it's an interlude, right? It could have been, cool. I don't know. Maybe there's a point to it being casual, and that it's showing just because they don't make a big deal out of it. Maybe because they don't make a big deal out of it, the idea is it's showing Assassin doesn't give a shit. Whereas if they had shown an image of the blah, it would be making it out like, oh, that's cool, but also Assassin, this is a big deal for Assassin. By not showing us, it makes it more casual. That's fair. However, I still want to see a cool, Assassin explosion. If he shows his ribs or if his body is covered in blood.
おお、そのような目で睨むな。美しい顔が台無しだぞ、キャスター。分かっている。お前のマスターには全て内密に行うのだろう。セイバーを捕らえたことも、私という門番がいることも隠し通す。
Like that. You're wasting your beautiful face, Caster. The one you barely get to see a little bit of? I know. Everything is to be a secret from your master, right? I will hide the fact that you caught Saber and that I am guarding this place. So you did catch... Okay, so you know she caught Saber. I'm surprised she let you know about that. Assassin's tough. They did say the gate was protected from, Berserker, Lancer, Rider. To be fair, I mean, we all know at this point, Rider's the weakest servant outside of a plot twist. Lancer, I mean, when does his Gable ever fucking work? And Berserker, that's pretty good. Saber was able to beat Berserker with some cover, and this place seems like it's got good cover. It might be the toughest for Assassin to hold off, but I could see him doing it with the cover that's here. Him fighting day after day must be a dream. Yeah, he enjoys the competition. I can see it. So he's yet to be properly beat. Maybe that's the ultimate resolution of his character, is he gets properly defeated by Saber. Whereas, you know, Timeline 1, maybe Timeline 2 as well, he just gets, you know, shanked by his master without having a word in. And he just wants to meet a glorious end. And maybe he got set in Timeline 3? That would be my prediction, I guess. He might just get his resolution in this timeline, but I could see him getting a little bit more in Timeline 3. Especially if Shiro manages to maintain some amount of knowledge of the timeline shifting when he gets to Timeline 3. If that happens, then I could see him having... Maybe there's some Achilles heel to Caster that lets Shiro just take out Caster really quickly. And maybe somehow lets Assassin continue on without Caster. Somehow. And then Assassin gets to end the war in a more honorable means that he would enjoy. Maybe. Of course, you know, he's an evil character, so he shouldn't really be getting what he wants, but, you know... I will hide the fact that you caught Saber and that I am guarding this place.
良い美談ではないか。主人を思うその心意気。あの男に通じるといいのだな。
It is a moving story. I wish that your caring spirit would reach him. Who's him? Kuzuki? I guess true. Kuzuki cares less about things than she does.
アサシ、あなた。
Assassin, you! Your caring spirit. Oh, wait. Caring spirit? Wait, does she, like him? Like, in a weird way? Like, in a Shiro-like Saber kind of way? That's very surprising, given how he doesn't care about things. I know they're holding the lie right now at the temple that they're, like, engaged, or they're yeah, something like that. Wow, the idea that she cares about him like that would be interesting if that's the implication here. That would be an Achilles heel, but might be a little hard to exploit.
なに、ただの負け惜しみだ。どうあろうとお前には手を挙げられぬのだから。
I'm just being a
こ
poor
の程度の
loser.
ざれ言は許せよ。
I cannot attack you, so allow me to joke around like that. Yeah, they're definitely building up the idea that Assassin's going to turn on Caster at some point. For sure, for sure. An evil woman would love a stoic, tough man that could manhandle her. I wonder if she loved him before learning how much of a badass fighter he was. It explains why she might potentially oust the location of her master. If her master was in danger at the school because maybe Kazuki was at the school when Ryder did her blood for it. In this timeline, for some reason, that's the one thing where I'm like, I don't understand how that works between the two timelines, what the difference is that led Kazuki being there versus not being there. That seems like the one time where I have to be like, I guess it just happened because of reasons. Maybe there's more to it, but like, I think you'd have to jump through a couple hoops. But anyways, I cannot attack you, so allow me to joke around like that.
門は守る。何があろうと守り通そう。
I will protect the gate. I'll protect it no matter what.
だが、そういうお前はどこに行く？私の守りは信用できぬか？
But where are you going? Do you not trust my protection? What is this? Evil woman would love a stoic tough man. Top outside, bottom in the bedroom. Oh, yeah, I do know the trope, but it's just, I didn't peg her for that kind of character. I didn't think they'd give her anything sympathetic, if I'm gonna be honest. The idea that if she genuinely cares for Kazuki, that would surprise me, and suggests that they're going somewhere beyond just, super awesome evil overlord, which surprises me. I thought she was just going to be a super awesome evil overlord. Now she's an evil overlord with a token sympathetic thing. Do you not trust my protection?
当然でしょ。あなたはただの保険よ。
Of course not. You're just insurance.
けどそれも終わり。セイバーさえ手に入れれば。こんなひなびた場所を神殿にすることもないわ。
But that's an end as well. Once I have control of Saber, oh, I see, you still need to get full control. I don't have a use to this rustic place as my temple. Uh-huh. Why? Was this place... Oh, so you only had this place as your temple because it was a good place to spy on everyone, which gave you good leverage to potentially get Saber, but once you get Saber, you don't care as much about spying? Is that the implication? Maybe that's why you... maybe that's why you left the temple in the other timeline to attack us, because you had a more surefire way of getting Saber, because you had built up enough energy to surefire use it correctly in that one? To use your dagger to get it harder under control immediately? Maybe.
陣地替えか。となると、確かに私は用済みだが、このお山に勝る霊地があるとでも。
So you will relocate? But I am certainly not needed. Is there a sacred ground superior to this place?
ええ、多少は劣るようだけど、私にふさわしい場所があるわ。それに、遠からずそこには足を運ぶのですもの。今すぐに行っても問題はないでしょう。
Yes, it is inferior to this place, but there is a place suited for me, and I'll be going there in the near future anyway. There's no problem if I go now, right? Interesting, you have a backup bunker. I wonder if this backup bunker is related to Kazuki. I mean, Kazuki just lives at the temple, so that's hard to say. Is the backup bunker something we've seen before? Inferior to this place, suited for me. Interesting. I wonder what she's planning to use. Something to keep hidden. If it's really hidden, then we wouldn't have seen it before, in theory. But, I'll be going there in the near future anyway. There's no problem if I go now, right? I mean, I think of, like, the church as an example, but she'd have to fight Kirei, which maybe that happens, and that's how he gets back involved. Maybe. Dash, dash. Assassin's expression, which had been cool up to now, clouds up. Oh. Is a place suited for me? It's defensible. As far as opposing servants are concerned, there's only one possible way, and so even bargain bin fodder like assassin can protect her here. I mean, sure, you say that, but if he was just not a very good servant, he could just get his butt kicked and lose. But, of course, it's defensible. It's a good way to defend. But, you know, now that the location's exposed, if too many servants team up against her, which is a very likely, now that she has Saber on her side, if other people like Ilya realize that, and Ilya is a smart cookie, she probably would realize that, they might start going for some kind of team-up strats, because otherwise cast her too strong. But Assassin's expression, which had been cool up till now, clouds up. Caster smiles as if she's satisfied. Interesting. Why does he cool up? Because she has the upper hand? He doesn't like the idea of her leaving here because maybe he realizes that he's going to lose his chance to backstab her?
そう。私たちの勝利は揺るがないのだから、先に商品を受け取りに行くの。
Yes, our victory is certain, so I'm going to go receive the prize ahead of time. Oh, you're going after Berserker and Ilya. So what, the Einsburn mansion just in general? I'm not sure if that's what she means by the place she's going, the place that she's relocating to. But I'm going to receive the prize ahead of time. If you're going, if that's, well, I guess it could be. If that's where you're going to get Ilya, that, I guess, would have to be the place if you're referring to the same place that you're going to. I think Gilgamesh and Fur, they were already going to do that, so they would definitely be getting re-entwined in the story if she is going there. We'd all be like having one big smorgasbord battle at that point. And I would have to be the one to save Ilya. Shiro will do it and we'll work together. I want it. Let's do it. That's best team up. Get Berserker to be a good guy for a bit too. He just kind of pieced out. We need to use his remaining lives a bit more conservatively, liberally. Just get to use them, utilize them. If Caster threatens to be a what? Then the rest of the war would definitely unite against her. A hegemon? Kirei might just throw Lancer and Gil at her. Yeah, lay low until you can thin the herd a bit. Makes sense, but hegemon? I gotta Google that. You've told me a new term. What is hegemon? Hegemon, Digivolve too? Hegemony. A leading or major power. Oh, I see. When they're working together. Okay. Hold on. I learned a new word, so I want to learn what it means in Japanese. English to Japanese. What would you call a hegemon? Hakken. Okay, what does Hakken translate as directly? Hegemony. Okay, what is Hakken? What are the characters for Hakken being used? What are the characters? Let's see. Hegemony. It's a common word. I fucking never heard it before. Ha is just the word for hegemony, supremacy, leadership, champion. Whoa. That's long kanji. Hatagashira. And then on is just ha. And then the other one is authority, power, and rights. Interesting. Omori, kari, hakaru, ken, and gon. I see, hakken. Okay. Interesting. Hegemon, Digivolve too! Sorry. It's a word usually used in history discussion. You see, that's the thing. I don't know my history very well. I could probably tell you some kind of fictional history. I could probably tell you the history of the Game of Thrones world better than I could the real world, to an extent. I mean, I know, like, there was a World War I, and there was a World War II. And in World War II, it was like 2 fights at once, because the Japanese people started something, and then the Nazis also started something. I know some of that stuff, but, like, I don't know much more than that. Anyways, let's continue. Our victory is certain, so I'm going to receive the prize ahead of time.
新しい陣地と聖杯、それにセイバーという駒まで揃えた。これなら乗り気でない私のマスターも私の方針に異論は挟めないでしょう。
A new territory and the Holy Grail, and I also have another piece called Saber. A new territory and the Holy Grail. The new territory is going to be the Einsburn Mansion then? With all this, I'm sure my uninterested master would have no complaints with my policy. Oh, okay. Is that where they're going? You set a curse on Issei that might lead to his death. Kuzuki might genuinely care about Issei. If you genuinely care about Kuzuki and he finds out, he won't like you, and you'll be like, but no, darling! And it'll get all tragic. I don't know, I'm not too interested in seeing Castor beat in a tragic way. I just kind of want to kick her ass. They could do it in an interesting way, I suppose, but I'm not the biggest fan of giving big, bad, juicy, evil villains a tragic side just to make them more deep. So we'll see what they do with it. That is true. No matter how much Castor's master Kuzuki Soichiro stays silent, he'd be forced to fight if the conditions are set so perfectly. But what is more certain is that...
つまらない戦いはおしまい。聖杯さえ手に入れれば恐れるものは何もない。
The boring war will end. There'll be nothing to fear once I obtain the Holy Grail. What, boring because you're winning so easily? Do you know about Gilgamesh yet? I feel like you don't, because in Timeline 1 you got dunked on. Is that the only wild card for you, though? I suppose. Maybe the other wild card is Shiro secretly being a super special awesome. Yeah!
そう。誰であろうと私を阻むことはできなくなるのですからね。
Yes. Nobody would be able to stop me. Loud laughter pollutes the night. Okay. The Magus in purple expresses her victory. You did it! Good job! The knight with the longsword looks up at the sky. He's still feeling like, oh boy, I'm gonna betray her at some point. The time is near. Yeah, that seems like a likely thing to happen, potentially. Assassin might turn against Castor for the chance to fight against Evil Saber. So, that would be a really fun turn of events. That, like, Assassin is on our side, but only so he could fight Saber. That could be really cute. Like, that could go in and the fallout from that would be very interesting. Because Shiro obviously wouldn't want Saber to get taken out. But while Saber's a bad guy, Assassin might be the best match for her. That sounds like a really fun interaction if they set that up. Ah, the time is near. No matter what the end may be, only 5 days remain. Oh? Even though the remaining time will not likely be used up, the swordsman that has lived through hell feels that the match will not be settled easily. Interesting. Only 5 days. Until his contract is up? Until he just explodes from a command seal? Did he get a command spell that's just like, you're gonna die in 5 days? Or did she already just tell him ahead of time, oh yeah, by that point, you're just... something like that. Seems like she has an expiration date on him. Is there gonna be any way for him to break away from that? Maybe if we can turn the dagger around on Castor, hoist by her own petard, and she can be tricked into using it on Assassin, he can free himself. Maybe if we can, like, set up a situation where it's like, I have Kazuki, I'll kill him now. If you want to be free, you have to free Assassin? I mean, that's a little too nice? I don't know. Like, there's better things to do with a hostage if you have a hostage. Unless Assassin really... I mean, that's really honorable. If Assassin really helps you out, and Shiro really wants to be the nice guy. But, like... What? Does he just let Kazuki go after that, and they just continue fighting? I guess they could. But, like... I don't know. I guess if Shiro's trying to break away from the cynical mindset that he will be in the future past when he becomes Archer... That's an idea. Anyways, no matter what the end may be, only 5 days remain. Even though the remaining time will not likely be used up, the swordsman that has lived through hell feels that match will not be settled easily. If we had Kazuki use it as a bargaining for Saber, not Assassin? Well, no, I mean, okay, look, the idea is Saber would already be saved. I'm just saying, in general, what are ways for Assassin to get out of this contract? So he's not always having to be a bad guy. Because I feel like him turning against Castor at some point is inevitable. I just don't know how they're going to set it up. Because it seems like at any time she can just explode him. So I don't think he can turn against her as things stand. And we need some way to actually make it happen. So that's more what I'm thinking about. Because there's got to be something that they do specifically. Because otherwise, unless he's got a trick up his sleeve to secretly be able to, you know... not work for her the whole time, and he's only been doing it because it's been fun for him. And then all along he's like, actually, I never needed to work for you. Which, okay. But, like, there's gonna have to be a special reason for that. Even though the remaining time will not be likely to be used up, the swordsman that has lived through hell feels the match will not be settled easily. Okay, is that the end of the interlude? It's the end of the alright. Now what? Oh, we're depressed Shiro. We're back home, depressed Shiro. Are you hurt, or are you just sad? On the depressed Shiro note, now that we're back to depression, seems like a good safe spot. Shiro, stop being depressed. You have to verse the world. Stop being depressed, you have to verse the world. Save. Right, okay. Alright, we're back. Oh, you know what I never did? Thank you to the good type of realism for following me 3 days ago. That puts us at 101 followers. 101 You're my Dalmatians. Okay. So anyways, Shiro's all sad and stuff. And I fall. Depression. Oh. So yes, Shiro just talked to Rin, and Rin was like, we don't need you. I am partners with Archer, and you lost your saber. You're not needed. You're not involved anymore. And he's just gonna be like, oh! So I wonder who breaks him out of it. Taiga seems to be in a deep sleep. He could break himself out of it, I believe, in this timeline's version of Shiro. But, you know, if Aiko were to show up, I don't think she will. What if she did? And I fall. I can't even breathe properly. There'd be some merit to Aiko showing up and snapping him out of it, because at the beginning of the timeline, she was the one who was like, hey, you know, Don't be stupid. And this would be again, don't be stupid, but she has no idea what the circumstance is. The idea would be she'd be getting him over it without knowing the circumstance, which could happen. If we keep interluding, that's possible. They could set that up over a long period of time. It would just be really weird, because something weird's going on with Aiko and we've not followed up on it. Otherwise, he might just get over it himself. Very possible. Or he might be forced to get over it because Shinji might just attack him out of nowhere. Also very possible. I can't even breathe properly. The wound on my shoulder is swelling up, and it hurts just to breathe. Dash, 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 dash. I can't keep my consciousness. I'll fall asleep if I let my guard down. Okay. You know, I said, oh, hey, no music, and that was good when I had my intermission, but now I want the music. Give me music. Give me sad depression music. Is that so hard? I'll fall asleep if I let my guard down. The wound on my shoulder is swelling up. Right, that was the wound. Right, okay. You came back to your own house, the one that was attacked. It's less depressed Shiro and more, oh, fucking God, I'm in pain. I think he's in pain because of the depression. His will is lacking now that Rin told him that. So the fact that he managed to get back okay is good, though. I thought he was so injured that after she killed his will, he wouldn't even get back. He just barely got back, I guess, because even though his will lessened, he has enough to get back and not just let himself die. But the pain is definitely increased, I would say, because he should not have been up and moving that quickly. He got away with it because of his Avalon, but I think the Avalon is based somewhat on the person's will. And his will is definitely lessened after Rin's like, yeah, we don't need you. I don't want you. His shoulder. Right, he got stabbed. Right, because he blocked Tosaka. He blocked Tosaka. And now Tosaka's just going to abandon. I get it from Ren's perspective. I understand. It's like, of course, you saved me. Now I have to protect you by you not being in the war anymore. But, you know, don't understand Shiro's feelings, I guess. No, first of all, I'm not too sure if I'm conscious or not. I don't know how I got home from that rooftop, nor why I came home. Willpower? What willpower you have that says, no, you do need to live and stuff, got you home from the rooftop. Why you came home? Because it just... I get it. When you're depressed, you just want to go home. Makes sense. Even though this place just got, you know, attacked, and Taiga's missing, and I don't even think it has the boundary field anymore. There we go, music. My thoughts become vague. The only sure thing is my thumping heart. What's the pace of the thumping? Is it like thump, 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 or thump, thump, thump? Or is it like thump, 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 thump? Because, you know, depending. The only sure thing is my thumping heart. Dash, 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 dash. Tosaka told me not to involve myself. Because I'm powerless and I don't have a reason to fight anymore. Of course you have a reason to fight, Shiro. Don't let her convince you otherwise. Dash, 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 dash. You're also good at fighting. So, you know, it's not like you're some, you know, NPC that should stay back because you haven't leveled up your character. You're strong. But that's wrong. Yes, you're right. It is wrong. Chigao, yo! I knew more than anyone that I'm powerless. Oh, wait, what? Oh. Tosaka told me that you're powerless. You're not powerless. It's wrong that the idea that you're not the wrong. What? I knew more than anyone that I'm powerless. Oh, you mean you're powerless in, like, an emotional way because you let Saber got taken and you're blaming yourself. That makes sense. However, you're definitely not powerless. My reason to fight is something different. Your reason to fight is the ideal? I thought your reason to fight is what makes you powerless. Your actual powers are pretty powerful. I can't let it become just a scar. Oh. Yeah. A scar that never heals. A scar that's on you for the rest of your life. You're realizing you need to get over it? Losing against others is inevitable. Uh-huh. That's why you shouldn't be a sore loser after just playing one game. 2 games, though, then you can be a sore loser. I mean, come on. If you're not winning at least 50% of the time, what's even the fucking point? I'm used to being beat up, and it's vexing. But I know I can't reach them no matter what I do. Can't reach who? Archer, Rin, Saber? Because, like, you're pretty strong. Rin just gave you a really bad demotivational speech, even though she probably didn't think of it as that at the time, but... That's only when my enemy is someone else. I'm used to being beat up and it's vexing, but I know I can't reach them no matter what, but that's only when... Wait, what? So you're saying you can beat yourself? I think you can beat others, but, like... I think, yeah, beating yourself is the first step, I guess, to beating others, in a way. I mean, you beat Kirei in Timeline 1. That was after beating part of yourself, but there were still several other issues of yourself, but, you know. I can't lose against myself. Aha, yes. You must beat yourself. That's something Archer told you in Timeline 1. So you kept that with you. Also, sort of, in Timeline 2, Ayako's like, make sure to, you know, that was more of a clear goal thing, though, but... There's no element that would make me lose if our powers are equal. So what, you're saying you have the... Oh, is this what leads you to wishing on the Grail and making it a reality? I think this is a little sudden for that. Maybe not. The element that would make me lose if our powers are equal. There's no element. I don't think that's true. I think you are naive. I think if you had equal powers, someone like Castor just has... Maybe if you had equal power, I think someone like Castor still has the advantage because she's colder. And, you know, I think for someone like you who does have such an idealistic ideal, you need to be not on the same level as the other person. You have to be stronger, and if you're not stronger, you have to be smarter. Because otherwise, they will rip your ideals in half with their cynical, cold-hearted bullshit. To admit defeat against such an enemy is to declare that I'm wrong. I can understand that perspective. The wound distorts. Blood stains the bandage. Oh, this is Will lacking. His inner self, he's like, that would admit that I'm wrong. His inner self is like, maybe I'm wrong. The lacking will, it's causing it's causing the wound to increase in damage. The blood stains the bandage. Yeah. I grab it with my left hand and glare at the darkness. You want to get a medical first aid kit for that or something? Do you know how to do the first aid, or do you always have, like, you do cooking? Do you know how to do the first aid stuff, or did you always have, you know, Sakura do that? I mean, Sakura's only been around for like a year, so you probably should know how to do it. I mean, unless Taiga was doing it, but I don't know if she's that responsible. The memory from 10 years ago. The wounds of the man, the words of the man, he had wounds too. The words of the man who was my father. Even if I was wrong from the start, there's nothing wrong with the path I took. Ah. I can understand that. Did Kiritsugu say that? That makes a lot of sense with Shiro's decision at the end of Timeline 1 to not change anything because he wants, you know, Kiritsugu's whole thing not to be undone. But there's nothing wrong with the path I took as long as you believe you're right. It's debatable, but, you know, good intentions can lead to bad results. But, you know, everyone makes mistakes. It's not, you know, it's not learning from the mistakes that's the problem, I guess. I wanted to be a superhero so that incident wouldn't just become a sad memory. Or are you saying this? Maybe you're not quoting him and you're just saying it. But you said the words, the man who was my father. Oh, no, wait, that goes in line with the memory. There's a memory, but you didn't have the memory. I think he is saying this. Even if the starting motive was incorrect, saving people is still a good path. The words of the man who was my father. Even if I was wrong from the start. Kiritsugu is someone who was wrong from the start, so I got confused, but I think he's talking about himself. Okay. Even if I was wrong from the start, there's nothing wrong with the path I took. I wanted to be a superhero so that incident wouldn't just become a sad memory. A time where everybody would be happy and shed no tears. I've held that ideal for 10 years. Now what?
なら
Then, it doesn't matter how badly my head refuses to function. What needs to be done is determined from the start. You keep going after that ideal foolishly? I mean, you know, it's only foolish if he learned nothing from the experience. I didn't fight because I became a master. I decided to fight because it's something I can do, and I believed it's something I have to do. I finally remember the obvious. It's something you have to do? I don't know if you have to do it, only for the sense that you have to do it to actually, you know, meet some others and have some interactions to get your head in the right mental place. That's one reason I think you had to do it. Believe it's something I have to do. I finally remember the obvious. Acknowledging the reason he took this path was wrong. The goal itself, the ideal, was still a worthy one. Sure.
遠坂お前がどんなに言っても
Tosaka, no matter how much you tell me, how much you tell me not to fight, you're gonna fight anyway? If I believe it is right, I'll believe in this path until the very end. Well, conviction. Conviction is good. I'm surprised he didn't have much of a mental, like, oh, Saber was all my fault. I mean, he did think it was his fault, but he didn't moan about it. So that's a pleasant surprise. Kiritsugu became happy from saving just one person. He didn't just save everyone to fulfill that ideal to die happy. Yeah, Shiro is definitely not quite that because, yeah. I mean, maybe Shiro will learn that in the future, but at the moment, Shiro's definitely not there because Shiro's already saved people. He saved, in Timeline 1, he saved a bunch of people at the school, and even in Timeline 2, he saved Rin's life. The dagger was going through for her face, and he saved it. He also saved Rin just now, arguably, and possibly, you know, he saved Taiga too, depending on if Castor is serious about the threat. So, he's saved some people, but, like, he's not going to think about that right now. He's just focusing on more people to save. I still think he needs that moment of reflecting on, you know, it's okay for you to not save everyone, but I believe in this path until the very end. Or rather, it's okay to try to save everyone, as long as you have the understanding that there's a good chance it won't work out. Or you can you have to try really hard if you want it to work out. Really, really hard. I won't stop, and I won't let her fight by herself. That's why I will sleep now. Ah, that's the smart answer. Sleep now, recover some of your energy so you can fight another day. I mean, you know, otherwise you could just keep trying to, you know, fight in your condition, but you wouldn't get anything done. Or you could stay awake whining, but sleeping is smart. If you can accomplish it, good job. In your condition. I won't let her call me a burden. I'll heal this wound up in one night. And when I wake up in the morning, I'll catch up to her for sure and repay her for what she did that night. Ah, you mean when she saved you with the pendant. Okay, with the heart bumping. Are we really Ooh, we might be moving into a big transition here. Are we going to be like the cocoon? Is it going to be evolving when he wakes up in the morning? Catch up to her for sure. I guess it's possible she gets in some kind of malarkey and Shiro has to save her, but like, he's already saved her. The idea that he hasn't already repaid the debt is a load of bananas, to be honest. How do I want to say this? I think it makes sense for him to want to go after her, but I think narratively maybe he wouldn't know where to start. Or he might know where to start. I just think there should be some time before he gets right back together with Rin. Having some time of the solo Shiro, I think, is good for the narrative before he gets back together with her. Of course, he's going to, but you know. Ooh, day change. Moonlight 2. Cool. Oh, we start with an interlude? Okay. So many interludes. That's cool. Starting with interlude is surprising. Is this the first time we've had a day change that started with an interlude? Because, I mean, we had the one time where we switched over to Rin's perspective, but, like, that wasn't technically an interlude. Which, I mean, this seems like it's not Rin's perspective, but probably Kirei's. Unless it's Lancer's. Could definitely be Lancer's perspective here. Or Shinji, if Shinji's here. I have not read the text at all yet. I'm just kind of thinking, let's read the text. The stone room is illuminated by the morning sun. The light coming in from the ceiling pushes back the darkness. Okay. Every entrance and every window is sealed off. But even that cannot block out the sunlight. Sure. Even the place that should be covered in darkness benefits from the break of dawn. Alright. Wait, what? What the fuck? What is this? Who is that? Is that Saber? Wait. Caster? Wait. What's going on? Wait, what? Wait, this is Kirei's church. Did Gilgamesh abduct Ilya? Is this Ilya? Wait, that doesn't sound like Ilya's voice. Huh? Wait. Who is this? Huh. If Caster was coming after this place, that seems weird. He'd be going after Ilya unless Ilya already got caught by Kirei. That'd make it a big skirmish. What's this? Who? Entrances and windows are ordinarily used to let things enter and leave. Who? That was white. That was a bunch of white. Ilya? Was that Ilya? It didn't sound like her, but I guess I haven't heard her panting very often. Entrances and windows are ordinarily used to let things enter and leave. We barely got a look at her. All I saw was the white, which suggests Ilya. Ordinarily used to let things enter and leave. The cracks cannot be covered. Besides, if it is entirely closed off, it cannot fulfill its duty to be used as a passage. Okay. Cracks cannot be covered. If it is entirely closed off, it cannot fulfill its duty to be used as a passage. If one wants to completely shut out the light, there should not be any entrances. Is this metaphorical or something? You're really saying this over and over. Entries and windows are ordinarily used to let things enter and leave. The cracks cannot be covered, and besides, it is entirely closed off. It cannot feel its duty to be used as a passage. If one wants to completely shut out the light, there should not be any entrances. But you don't want to shut out the light? I feel like there's something metaphorical here. If there isn't, he's fluffing up this talk for no reason, unless there's a reason. If one prefers darkness, one should go to an underground place without a way to return. Who prefers the darkness? Kirei? Is this metaphorical for Kirei? And about how Kirei is giving himself a path to redemption? Nah. Yeah, right. Maybe. Barely. It'd be whack. But isn't that the... I mean, if this is being metaphorical for anything, then it's like, this is where Kirei goes. So Kirei goes somewhere dark, but he's leaving a light path open. He could go to complete darkness, but he wants a glimpse to the light. Maybe the idea is that he thinks having some light is good because that gives way to his own trauma, or rather, there needs to be light for the light to be snuffed out, for it to be enjoyable. If you just raise darkness is boring. You need light that gets corrupted by darkness. So that's why having some light is important. Is that the metaphor here, Mr. Kirei? If one prefers darkness, one should go to an underground place without a way to return. You leave a place of light for your hostage to look up in and go, maybe I can escape through that place of light, which fills Kirei with delight when he shuts it off, and you're like, haha, you can't escape. That's your torture. That was on purpose that I left the light. That's the metaphor? Is that Ilya? That does not sound like Ilya. Is this someone new? Do we have a new character? Am I crazy? We could have a new character. It's a bit late, but we still have to meet Makiri. I mean, but he's already been foreshadowed, so when we meet him, I'm not going to be surprised. I guess we could still be introduced to a new character. Or is that just Ilya? It doesn't sound like Ilya. In that regard, this underground temple is not perfect. Uh-huh. Light exposes all secrets of that reservation. Uh-huh. The hidden temple was easily discovered. The hidden temple was easily discovered, and its master was easily eliminated as well. The hidden temple as in... Wait, what? Wait, hold on. Wait, which temple? Wait, do you mean this temple? Was Kirei defeated? Then why would someone be struggling? Did Ilya beat Kirei? That sounds like a weird thing to off-screen. No, the hidden temple. Ilya's temple? Its master was eliminated. Wait, no. Whose master? What master? Lancer's original master? It'd be really weird to bring that up now, because if the master was eliminated, this can't be Lancer's master. Could it be? I thought... if you're saying they're eliminated, then... There are traces of blood on the floor. Or no, wait. Is Kirei dead? Off screen? He could be. I think there just still has to be something interesting with, like, he's got to, at some point, there'd be no, they wouldn't have, I don't think, I could be wrong, but they wouldn't have Kirei kill Rin's dad in Fate Zero, I don't think, unless that gets brought up, because that's a juicy bit of tension for the characterization of Rin, so I think that's going to be brought up at some point. I thought it would be brought up in this timeline, because it's the Rin timeline. The original owner of this temple was killed by an intruder. Wait, do you mean original owner as in Kirei's dad? Because Kirei's dad was the original owner. And he was killed by an intruder. Are we talking about that? Are we going to highlight back to that? I don't think Lancer's master from Fate Zero is relevant at all. Unless he suddenly is. The supervisor of the Holy Grail War, Kochimina Kirei, was removed by the stage by Castor's hand. Wait. Oh, wait. What? Wait, okay. Kirei's just dead? Wait, okay. Alright. And is this Castor? Did Castor disguise come off? This is Castor. This white-looking person is Castor. She's disguised normally, but her disguise came off while fighting Kirei because it was a hard fight? Or... in which case, it is the church. But I thought she was going to make the Grail. It's better to make the Grail. I did say the church. I'm surprised, though. I thought there'd be more of a skirmish, and they just off-screen it. Interesting. So Ilya isn't who Castor was going for? Or if she was, then Kirei had already gotten to Ilya off-screen, in which case, that's double off-screen. Okay. They off-screened Kirei? Really? Oh, is that Saber? That sounds like it could be Saber, but she's normally not all white, is she? Oh, wait, what? That battle happened a few hours ago. Is Saber in some kind of, like, new... Did Castor give Saber some kind of new attire? It looks like it's Saber's hair. It sounds like Saber's panting. She's in white? So Saber's in some kind of... like, wedding dress gown thing? Is there symbolism there? Interesting. So... it seems like because Saber's panting... What, did Saber kill Kirei? Or is Saber just dealing with the mind control and Castor killed Kirei? Final Boss 2 killed Final Boss 1? Fitting. Is Gilgamesh still running around? I mean, assume so. He's not tied to Kirei at all. Interesting. I was thinking that they were taking their sweet time to do much with Kirei, so him being off-screen isn't that weird, I guess? It's only weird because I know that he killed Rin's dad, and I thought that was going to come up in this timeline. Maybe they just don't bring it up, and that's just something Fate Zero made up. That would surprise me. But we'll see. That battle happened a few hours ago. The underground regained its silence. The new master of the church is standing in the darkness. Okay. So this is a less likely place for people to think that masters that would take as their home base. This makes me wonder if Castor realized all along Kirei was secretly part of the war or not. Either way, Castor would have attacked him. It's actually, you know, we're 2 for 2 at this point. Because in Timeline 1, someone went in and attacked the host to steal some command spells. Was that the reason? I don't remember. He attacked Kirai's dad and killed him. And Kirai got all salty about that. Kirai definitely wanted to kill his own dad. But regardless, it's something that Castor might have done anyways. She could have also just known Kirai was a master. I could see it going both ways. But did Lancer just die off screen as well? That would be so sad. He's like disappears for basically the entire Timeline 1 and then just dies off screen Timeline 2. That would be so sad. But if Kirai's dead, then he's not going to be around for much longer. But the winner scorns herself. Okay, the new master of the church is standing in the darkness, but the winner scorns herself. Oh, Saber, as in Saber dispatched Kirai. You know, you shouldn't have to scorn yourself too much, Saber. You didn't, you know, Kirai was kind of a jerk. Castor glances at the darkness with an irritated look. No. Nope, this is... Okay. The master of the church is standing in the darkness, but the winner scorns herself. Castor glares at the darkness with an irritated look. What are you irritated about? The notion that Gilly's still running around and you didn't know about it? Or did something else catch you off guard? First of all, this temple is unpleasant. Oh, 100%. Neither the sanctuary nor the secret sanctuary hidden beneath it suits her taste. Yeah, it's all grody. The intruding light is unpleasant. You'd prefer full darkness, I see. That's definitely one way you're different from Kirai. And the priest she killed was unpleasant as well. Of course he was. But okay, wow. All the orphans pissed her off. Wow. The intruding light is unpleasant. And the priest she killed... So yeah, they just off-screen killed Kirai. Yeah. No, it works. It works in context. So they must reveal that in Timeline 3. Really? It's not the Rin timeline anymore, but they could still do it. Or they just don't. I'm screwing with myself now. Huh. It makes sense. It makes sense in context, but that's very surprising. I guess they could do it in Timeline 3. Have that found out and Rin resolve that after she's already resolved her main issues in this timeline. Maybe she needs to resolve her main issues in this timeline before dealing with that in Timeline 3? Or it's just not a thing and they Zero made it up. That would surprise me so much because it's so much juicy tension. Anyways, the intruding light is unpleasant and the priest she killed was unpleasant as well. And most importantly, the crucial objective has not been accomplished yet. No, because Kirai... but they could have also made that up too. Kirai said, I was a terrible master and my servant got eliminated immediately. And that's what happened. But then he got Archer. But then, because he stole Archer. But like, are they going to reveal that? Or, Okay. Most importantly, the crucial objective has not been accomplished yet. She is shocked at how poorly things are going, and she even considers reducing this whole place to ashes. Oh, she wanted to use this as a sanctuary, but it's very unfitting. You know, it's funny. Kirai just ended up taking over your place, Castor, at the end of Timeline 1, and you go to her place? You go to his place, I mean? Oh, we dropped some more frames at some point. Thankfully, there's no important action scenes going on, it doesn't seem. She's shocked at how poorly things are going, and she even considers reducing this whole place to ashes. Okay. What does Saber look like? What is she... Wait, is that... Oh, that's her skin? Is that her skin? Wait. Oh, wait. That's skin color. That's not, like, clothes. Her skin is being revealed. Is she being, like, tortured to give in, or... What's happening here? Saber, why do you look so kinky? Fortunately, she refrains from such violence. It's usable even if she doesn't like it. It is not because she regained her composure, nor is it because of respect toward the church. She suppressed her emotion only because of this sound. Oh? Faint periodic sounds. A woman's painful voice is like fine music to her. Oh my god, Castor. Oh, you fucked up bitch. A woman's painful voice. Okay. It makes sense that you might be interested in men. Like, you might have been interested in Archer and Shiro. You might want your own harem, your own reverse harem. But women are just an obstacle for your love affairs, which would explain why you might like Kazuki, genuinely. But other women, ugh, maybe. A woman's painful voice is like fine music to her. She forgets her troubles and enjoys the spectacle. Oh, maybe I was mistaking white. It could be white. Maybe I was mistaking white for skin. That they were just colorizing as white because of the shackles of red. Which maybe means she's just mostly naked a little bit. I feel like she's still wearing white though, unless I'm crazy. The groaning sounds of pain come from a girl. Her murmur is very weak. The groans would inspire either compassion or sadistic pleasure in those who may hear them. Oh. Sadistic. Sardines! Inspire either compassion or pleasure in those who may hear them. Yeah, Castor is definitely the type that would take pleasure. Kirei would also take pleasure, I would say. But, like, it wouldn't please him for that long. He needs a little more, I think. This kind of basic torture doesn't do much for him. He wants more refined mental torture. Everyone loves Saber, oh yeah. Uh-huh. It does not need to be said that she falls under the latter category. Sweat drips down from her forehead. So I think technically, yeah, this is a Castor interlude based on the talking from her perspective. It's not her perspective, but you know. Sweat drips down from her forehead. Just watching the beautiful lips, gasping in agony, seems to bring heat to this cold room. Castor admits that they're beautiful.
大したものね、セイバー。レイジの縛りを一晩中拒み続けるなんて、私たちでは考えられないわ。
You're doing very well, Saber. I would never expected you to resist the command spell for a whole night. Uh-huh. Okay, this makes me curious, doubly curious, actually. In the other timeline, I wonder if it's strictly because she had more time to gather souls, or if it's a combination of that made this curse over her so much easier and quicker and with no hesitation, or if it's like that plus Saber's will was kind of being weakened because Shiro was trying to, you know, waifu her, and that let down her shields. Maybe her will was weakened, she was more easily able to be taken over. I could see that. Could be a combination of the two. It could just be one or the other. It's probably a combination of the two. I would never have expected you to resist the command spell for a whole night. Okay, we're gonna finally see the full picture. Okay, she is in kind of a white wedding dress-ish. Okay, I wasn't crazy. Those aren't her hands. That is white wedding. Okay, she is in like white wedding dress-ish attire. Is Castor just enjoy that outfit? UBW Saber still mostly in warrior mode, so makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense to me. Can we get a Fate Saber was in girl mode near the end? Yeah. This is an interesting image. I mean, does that outfit give her some kind of strength? Or is it meant to take down her shields? Or Castor, are you just kinky? I'm kinky, so I'm gonna save the image. No, I'm doing it because I don't have a gallery, Baka. Anyways, nice image. It's like not nice, but it's nice. But just a way to humiliate Saber and mentally torment her. It's just a weird choice. Maybe, like, I don't know. Because Saber doesn't even have necessarily the feelings for Shiro in that way in this timeline. So it's an interesting choice for Castor to put her in this. Like, it'd be one thing if she realized that she had feelings for, like, Shiro or something, and she wanted to mess with her, like, haha, wouldn't you want to wed him? But this is not that, so it's just interesting of a choice. Maybe she's playing at her own fantasies, because Castor wants to marry Kazuki, maybe? Hmm. At the back of the temple. The girl hangs, only able to breathe. Is she being hanged by her butt too? Because, like, her butt is up. This is just a weird kind of, what's the position exactly? Only able to breathe. As long as she opposes the command spell, free will does not exist for Saber. Uh-huh. This is, you know, we haven't gotten that many sexy pics of Rin in this timeline. This is a pretty sexy Saber pic in the Rin timeline. Granted, it's not the, you know, it's not the same kind because she's in a position of weakness, so it's not the same good sexiness. It's just, it's a weird choice. Oh. I assume there's some actual, I don't know, unless this is an actual reason. If it's just characterizing Castor as into that, I guess that's fine. It's just a weird choice. Anyways. Worse still, a magic so strong that it is visible tortures Saber's body. The command spell pressures her from the inside, and Castor's magic tortures her from the outside. I think Castor just gave her Saber, but like she enjoys the torture? Does that mean she'd want to torture Kazuki as well? In timeline, wait. In timeline 1, they said she killed her own master. So am I completely misreading the idea that she likes Kazuki? Or does she like people, but then her idea of how to deal with them is in yandere style of like torturing them, and that's how she gets her rocks off? So maybe she killed Kazuki and enjoyed that because she likes Kazuki? She could have that kind of kink, I guess. Or maybe she grew to like Kazuki after seeing how badass he was fighting Saber. A magic so strong that it is visible tortures Saber's body. The command spell pressures her from the inside, and Castor's magic tortures her from the outside. Command spell pressures her from the inside. Interesting. Castor stated that she killed her own master. Yeah, but we only have her word. Yeah, it's just interesting she would say that. If she actually genuinely cared about Kazuki and he died, regardless of how it happened, it's so weird for her to gloat about it if she actually cared about him. I mean, she might gloat about it just to hide her cards if she didn't care, but if she cares, it's weird to gloat, even if it's not true. It's such a weird thing to gloat about, so, I don't know. Magic tortures her from the outside. Saber's reasoning has almost disappeared. Only the last remnants of her pride hold her back. So, okay, why are they holding off on just having the transformation? There has to be a reason that they're holding off on the transformation. Because if they're just going to have her give in, I guess it's a clock. They're holding off because once she's transformed, they're going to have, she's going to have, like, she's just going to get rid of Assassin, so we need her to be holding off so we can maybe team up with Assassin or something. Otherwise, they're doing it for a chemistry reason, so that Castor can be like, oh, that's right, all along, I was the bitch who turned your people on you, and I've secretly loved you all along. Only the last remnants of her pride hold her back. Neither the command spell nor Castor's magic can take away that deep root. Therefore, the torture continues forever. Castor watches the process, how the girl desperately tries to hold her ground. Maybe that's also telling, you know about Artoria's backstory. If you know about that Artoria backstory, you may have put her in the wedding gown outfit on purpose for that reason. Not because she was necessarily, you know, you knew about her love for Shiro or anything, but because she has to be, you know, the king. She has to pretend to be the boy. And you're fully girling her up and being like, can you still hold on to that king pride now? How the girl desperately tries to hold her back. Hold her ground, not back. But, you know, hold her back. Who's she holding back? Castor is a girl holding her back, I guess. It was Castor that dressed her in this white costume. Okay, we're talking about it. We're talking about it. Good. It is not arousing with her armor, and most of all, the armor does not suit her. This is Castor's perspective, that the armor does not suit her? If she is an untainted saint, she should be in a pure white dress when she falls. Kinky?
なげなこと。
How brave of you.
いくらあなたの意志が拒み続けても、サーバントとして作られたその体は別よ。
No matter how much you resist with your will, that servant body of yours is different. Are you just gonna have her go around killing people with this outfit? I mean, you could. Isn't the armor make her stronger, though? Or it's useful? Do you value style over the actual practicality of the armor? Would you make a... Or is this... Did you give her this outfit and it's got the same strengths of the armor? Or different strengths? Or... What's the deal? Are you just willing to fight with a worse saber? That saber body, servant body of yours is different.
霊樹が少しずつ侵食しているのがわかるでしょ。あなたはあと一日も経たずに私のものになる。
You can tell the command
ならもう
spell
降参して素直になった方が楽じゃなくて。
is slowly infringing on your mind, right? You'll be mine in less than a day. In that case, it's not easier to give up now and become mine. Everybody's into that saber. It's not just Rin that's gay for saber. That wanted saber as her servant. The command spell is interesting. That's another parallel to Rin, debatably. Because if she actually used one of her 3 command spells to get full obedience on Saber, that plays back into how Rin used one on Archer. And it slightly worked, but Archer's like, that's a dumb use, but also it slightly worked. Caster being a super good magus, obviously, is someone who might make it full work, so it makes sense. What she grunted. The voice protests painfully. Even though her reasoning is melted, Saber does not yield to Caster. As Caster says, she will endure this torture until the command spell fully controls her body.
強情ね、セイバー。ええ、けど許してあげる。
You're stubborn, Saber, but I shall forgive you.
私、あなたみたいな娘は好きよ。金の髪も小さな体も少年のような凛々しさも可愛いわ。それに裏切るぐらいなら死を選ぶ一途さも愛らしい。
Alright, that's kind of hot. I like girls like you. That golden hair, small body, the boyish, gallant figure. That's kind of interesting. Interesting choice of something you like about it. Everything is so kawaii. And I love your loyalty for trying to choose death over betrayal. It makes you giving in so much more sweet. Hard to argue with that.
ほんと、踏み潰してあげたいぐらい。
Okay, yeah, you just like torturing people that you like. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. Really, I want to step on you and crush you. She looks at the girl with eyes filled with joy and hatred. Interesting. If they want to hold this off for a while, it might be because they're building up to the chemistry reveal of, I'm secretly the bitch from your future past. If Caster put her mind to it, she could get Saber to surrender in an instant. I guess theoretically they have to reveal in this timeline that Saber's Excalibur first. I mean, Excalibur? They don't have to, because we, the viewer, already know. It's just weird to have Saber not listed as King Arthur. But I mean, it's also weird that we have like some details of, like, Berserker that reveal that he's Heracles' skills. But then we don't have the fucking Heracles name, so, you know, who knows what they're doing with that. Where are Caster skills? Still just the one. Alright. Oh, what the... Wait, is this history? No, it just went black and white. Okay, alright. She looks at the girl with eyes filled with joy and hatred. If Caster puts her mind to it, she can get Saber to surrender in an instant. But she enjoys the prolonged. She wants Saber to suffer because she enjoys it, I guess. Is there a specific reason? Probably just you enjoy it. That sounds right. Saber's freedom is lost from fighting one command spell. Then the result is obvious if Caster uses a second command spell. Oh, you'd have to waste a second command spell, though. You don't want to do that. I mean, come on. Who wants to waste 2 command spells and, you know, something one command spell does already? Saber will become Caster's without the need for such torture. Caster in the Fate timeline was more desperate. That's not what I read from that at all. In Timeline 1, Caster still seemed super confident. Maybe she was putting on a good act, but she does not seem to put on good acts from what I've... Maybe I'm wrong. But she seems like if she's disturbed by something, she lets it fucking show, from what I've noticed. I mean, if Saber... Maybe that was the idea, that she just went and used 2 command spells. Okay, if that's what you mean by desperate, then maybe yes. Maybe she just wasted 2 command spells, turning Saber to the dark side because Kazuki died. Well, but if she killed Kazuki, then she made herself desperate. So, I don't know. She seemed confident. It seemed, in my mind, like she was fine with Kazuki and Assassin dying and had no problems with it. Maybe I was misreading her, but she doesn't seem like someone who, from my experience, maybe I'm wrong, protects her emotions very well. I feel like she is prone to emotional outbursts when something does not go her way. So, I'm surprised she was acting so confident if any of that was not part of her plan. Anyways, she could have just been in a hurry. Fair. She might have thought that in that circumstances she could just use 2. But also maybe, I don't know, maybe it's just easy. I feel like she could have just used 1. I feel like in that timeline it probably was just easier to use just 1 because of her weakened will, because of her girlness, and because of maybe more souls, but nah. But she will not do such an inelegant thing. That's true too. There was only 3 servants left at that point. In theory, there was actually 4. But if there's only 3 left, and she can convert Saber with 2 spells, it's worth it. In this war, there's still 6 left, so you know. She will not do such an inelegant thing. Caster should take time finishing her, since she is a lovely toy.
そうね。霊樹で体を支配するなんて退屈ですもの。
Yes, it's boring to control your body using the command spell.
あなたには自分から私のサーバントになってもらいましょう。ええ。体ではなく、先に心を壊してあげる。
I will have you become my servant out of your own will. Yes, I'll destroy your mind before your body. That would be really interesting if she's like Morgana or whatever from Saber's backstory. That's great irony that you know, she did the coup or whatever, and then like ultimately gets Saber the one to be her servant, even though she was the servant who betrayed and then became the betrayer portrayed. It would be interesting. Anyways, I'll destroy your mind before your body. Her strongest foe is now as good as hers. Her strongest foe is now as good as hers? Weren't you saying like Berserker might have been a bigger threat? I don't know, maybe that's saying in the past she was a big foe because she did some betraying. Or, you know, she did say, you know, Saber is someone she wanted to catch anyways, but it would just be nice chemistry. Nothing can threaten her victory any longer. The location of the Holy Grail is a concern, but it's only a matter of time. Okay. For now, she enjoys the fall of the King of Knights with a smile, as a reward for her plotting, but King of Knights! You just said King of Knights! Is this your perspective? Do you know it's King of Knights? I always forget if these, like, omnipotent... If it's an omnipotent or it's her... If it's her perspective, she should not know it's King of Knights, which is... Yeah, they should be. Unless you know because you took her over. But no, because Shiro, being the master, wouldn't know who Saber is, but I guess Caster could figure out by just probing her mind. Anyways. For now, she enjoys the fall of the King of Knights with a smile, as a reward for her plotting. But, there's a but. Butts are nice. Saber seems to have a nice butt. But yeah, the location of the Holy Grail, that's the question. Caster, I would think, would know about Elia being the Grail. I could be wrong. But, I think she knows. So not being able to find Elia means either Gilgamesh has already gotten to her, or Elia's found some way to cut off her mana flow because she realizes that she's a target now. Maybe.
そこで何をしている、キャスター?
Oh, there's Kazuki. What are you doing there, Caster? Kazuki was relocated as well. Okay. An unemotional voice suddenly calls her from behind. Okay, and Kazuki enters the mix. We'll find out just how surprised she is, and how, Kazuki surprise face. Kazuki surprise attack. It did seem like Castor was after Saber from the start. It could be that Kazuki's just like, oh, Saber's totally the strongest, but it makes more sense. I mean, it makes sense as it is now, I guess, but it makes even more sense if, she is like the Morgawa Nawa person. And, if she's the arch enemy, she's like, ah, yes, I must go after Saber first. And she knows, and she's been prepping for that on purpose. Otherwise, she just had to choose that Saber was the strongest without necessarily knowing much about them, which is an interesting choice. I mean, yeah, Saber tends to win the Grail War, so she could go after her just for that. But otherwise, it's an interesting choice because there are stronger servants afoot in theory. Like, Gilgamesh is running around, maybe doesn't have the aura of a servant. Archer is really strong. Berserker's strong in his own way. The fact that she singled out Saber, it makes sense, but it would make more sense. Anyways, dash. Right, so, right, that's the thing. We're doing an intermission. Oh, hey, no music. I timed a no music screen again for my intermission. Nice. All right. Dash. Castor, surprise. Kazuki showed up. What a surprise. What a twist, as they would say. But they would say it like, what a twist? That is surprising. Castor seems surprised. Maybe because Castor didn't want Kazuki. I mean, if Kazuki's here, Castor fucking brought him. Unless she didn't. But maybe Castor didn't expect Kazuki to come in on her, enjoying her Saber time. She turns around immediately. Okay, this is Castor's perspective, theoretically. The other one was Assassin's perspective. So we should get some kind of an idea of how she feels of Kazuki from this, I feel. I feel like she should feel that about its feelings. She turns around immediately. Above the temple. What's above the temple? Someone slowly comes down the stairs that lead outside. Was he supposed to be staying in the upper floors? Or did he actually follow you? That seems unlikely. You would have brought him, right? A tall, lean figure appears from the darkness. Tall and lean. That's what she thinks of him? Okay, yeah. Those are words that you would describe when, you think they're hot. He could just be tall and lean. Those can be just descriptors, but they can be also hot descriptors. There is no sound of footsteps, nor is there any presence to be felt. Of course, because he's like an assassin, right? That's my prediction. The man comes down to the temple and shows no emotion even after seeing the blood on the ground and the girl. Blood on the ground is nothing strange for an assassin. A girl tied up like that, I mean, if he doesn't really care about... He could just be someone who just doesn't care about, the sexiness. That's fine, I suppose. His emotion's also just very low. I think he's got a soft spot for Issei. I think they're going to go that route, but maybe not.
Soichiro-sama.
What is that? Castor, what is that? Sama? Soichiro-sama. You're calling him fucking Sama? Is there a reason you have to trick him? Kazuki did shit in the underworld. He's probably seen worse. Yeah. Interesting. This makes me wonder. There's two ways to read this. Either, there's not really a point to tricking him into thinking that she likes him that much, is there? I mean, because at this point he knows that she's kind of a bitch. And he doesn't really care. So is there a reason to, say Sama? That's why the Sama seems genuine then. So she actually likes him that much, I guess. Castor changes her attitude right away. Her expression changes from one filled with joy and irritation to that of a tense servant. Tense because you like him? I don't think you would normally be tense around him. You'd consider him a tool.
なぜここに あなたには竜道寺にいるようお願いしたはずですが。
Oh, he did follow her. He was supposed to stay at the temple. Okay. Why are you here? I believe I asked you to stay at the Rito Temple. Right. Kazuki theoretically doesn't even know about Saber yet, so it would be weird for her to catch her. I was thinking it's possible maybe, Kazuki could have found this stuff off screen, but I guess I wasn't fully thinking about... That wouldn't really make sense because Castor's making a big deal about how he wouldn't find out. So yeah, he did come from the Rito Temple. Okay.
質問は私が先だ、キャスター。ここで何をしていると聞いたのだが。
I questioned you first, Castor. I asked you what you're doing here. Did he? What are you doing here, Castor? What are you doing here, indeed? He asked you to stay at the Rito Temple. The man, Kazuki Soichiro, does not change the tone of his voice. Of course he doesn't. He's stoic to the end. Or is he? What will his end be, exactly? Was he stoic to his first end in Timeline 1? So he was supposed to stay at the temple, but he followed her. Because he cares? That shows care, right? Assassin might have let it slip to Kazuki on purpose to spite her, but interesting. Does he have an actual wish for when he wins the Grail War? Does he, he seems to be very uncaring, but he might have a specific wish. He might have a stake in actually winning. Because otherwise, I'm surprised he bothered to follow her out of the temple instead of just letting her do her thing. It seems like there's something he cares about. It might be winning the Grail War. If it's not, maybe we're doing like an evil lovers thing, and they both like each other, and they're both evil. That's an angle they could do. The man, Kazuki Soichiro, does not change the tone of his voice. The flat voice is more terrifying than any threat. A voice without emotion is like a mirror. When he doesn't emote, you have to be the one to emote. Your emotions do all the emoting. A guilty conscience. The voice is more fearful to those with greater guilt. One is questioned not by Kazuki, but by one's own mind. Yeah, Castor shouldn't give a shit unless she genuinely likes Kazuki. Okay. Ellipses. Castor holds her hands on her chest and reports to Kazuki. He is not one that can be fooled. And yet she tries so hard to fool him. No, she cannot bear to tell a lie to this person. Yep, she likes him. Interesting.
昨日、マスターの一人であるエミヤシローからサーバントを奪いました。エミヤシローは逃しましたが、すでにマスターではありません。
I have taken away a
賢明な
servant
人間ならば、私たちに歯向かうことはないでしょう。
last night from one of the masters. Emiyashiro. I let Emiyashiro go, but he is no longer a master. If he is smart, he should not oppose us anymore. Yes, and Castor enjoys the actual, pain and suffering of people. She likes chewing her food. Kazuki seems like he's practical, so it'd be like, you let Shiro go? Why? So I could see him say something like that, because I think he's more on the practical side. What are you doing? Evil stuff? The more I find out about Castor and Kazuki's relationship, the weirder her claim about her killing him becomes. Yeah, it becomes very weird. She seems to definitely like him. So it's weird that she said she killed him, but it seems weird to lie about it. Maybe she lied about it to keep him in hiding? Maybe he was actually alive, but she lied about it so no one would look for him? Or she did like him, but there was a falling out, and she didn't like him anymore, so she killed him because of some falling out? Or, what's the or? There's an or. There was an or in there somewhere. I was going somewhere with that. She killed her master. No, that's just weird. There was another or in there, but I forgot what it is. It's weird, though. I let Emiyashiro go, but he is no longer a master. If he is smart, he should not oppose us anymore. Oh, yeah. Or it's only because he kung fu fighted and showed off to Castor how badass he was. Maybe that actually got her heart aflutter. That could be it.
そうか。だがそんな指示を下してはいない。
I see, but I have not given such an order.
私の独断です、マスター。
I acted arbitrarily, Master.
その後、聖杯の器を手に入れるために教会を襲いました。聖杯の管理役である神父は仕留めましたが、聖杯の行方は不明です。
After that, I attacked the church to obtain the vessel of the Holy Grail. I have killed the priest, the caretaker of the Holy Grail, but the Grail's whereabouts are unknown. The Grail's whereabouts? You mean Elia? Did you not know? Are you saying that you don't know the truth about the Grail? I attacked the church to obtain the vessel of the Grail. I've killed the priest. The Grail's whereabouts are unknown. You assume the Grail would just be here and that he was keeping it all along? Castor not knowing this does surprise me. Unless you... Because, yeah, if you knew where Elia was, you would have known to just go straight for Elia. You wouldn't have bothered detouring to the church unless that she was at the church, in which case you would just know. Yeah. So you didn't know. You don't know how the whole Grail thing works. Interesting. Maybe that's why Kirei was so annoying for you, because he enjoyed, even in his own death, he enjoyed you not knowing things. The Grail's whereabouts are unknown. And what does Kazuki think about that, killing the priest? So the priest is supposed to hold the Grail, and is the idea that you have to wait until the end of the war to use the Grail properly? And so is her notion that if I kill the priest and get the Grail early, I can use it because of my high magic, because of Saber? I think that's her plan, and that's why she's like, I'll kill the priest and skip to the end? I suppose.
そちらも独断か。帰還しなかったのは聖杯が見つからなかったからだな。確かにせっかく手に入れた場所だ。肝心のものを手に入れないまま留守にしては意味がない。
Oh, yeah, true. Kirei does enjoy, true wise. Kirei enjoys Shiro still in this timeline. He should. So, I don't know if Kirei realizes how good Emiya is. But, Kirei's probably been absorbing the war for sure. And, you know, if Castor thinks Shiro isn't going to fight back, she's definitely wrong. But, like, did they talk about that before Kirei died? I don't know. That was your decision as well, huh? You must not have returned because you could not find the Holy Grail. But it is a place you obtained after much trouble. It'd be meaningless to abandon it without finding what you were after. Yeah, so let's keep looking or something, right? Kazuki's words are not criticizing her. They're simply stating facts. She failed, so let's do something more. He clearly doesn't care that she, you know, assassinated the priest. I mean, not surprising that he doesn't care, but, you know. It's just so weird that she feels the need to hide all this shit from him. Because she's already proven that he does not give a shit when she does evil things. So it's weird that she feels the need to do this stuff behind his back. Maybe it's because she likes him, that she feels nervous when he's around. So she tries to do things herself, so she doesn't have to have him around and have her heart aflutter. I suppose. Kazuki's words are not criticizing her. But Castor can only be ashamed of herself. She killed the priest, who knew where the Holy Grail was, but she still does not have the Holy Grail. She should be ashamed of herself for not finding the information out from Kirei before she killed him. No, Kirei would never spill that kind of beans. Kazuki is Castor's weird moral compass. Very weird moral compass. Is it even like that much of a compass, though? It's not doing its job very well. Furthermore, she has revealed her own action, which should have been hidden from him. What else can she call it but a total failure? Oh, wow. What a weird relationship. So they're evil lovers. Is that where they're going with this? Maybe the idea is that, yeah, Kazuki likes her too, and that's why he cared enough to go out and find out what she was doing. He doesn't want her to get hurt. Maybe he likes her too. Evil lovers, I think, is more interesting than her liking him and him turning on her, because that's going to make her look tragic. And, like, it's fine if they're tragic in the sense that they're both evil and both love each other. But if they go for, I don't know, turning him on her and redeeming him and not redeeming her and then making her look tragic in the end, that seems less interesting to me given how big they've built her up as being a baddie. He cares enough to participate in the Grail War, so it makes sense. Yeah. Oh, wow. You're gonna NTR? NTR? It's too bad I'm gonna miss the NTR Shiro. What does NTR stand for exactly? What else can she call it but a total failure?
状況は分かった。理由を説明できるか、キャスター。
A former assassin putting his gloves back on, John Wick style, sounds cool. Maybe. But, like, who would he assassin in this case? Because we don't need to assassin Shiro. I guess he could, I mean, yeah. That's the thing. Could the fact that Caster isn't using Kazuki to fight anyone. She's just protecting him. Even though she's seen how strong he is as a fighter, she's going out of her way to protect him. Because she could be using him for actual Grail War stuff. NTC Neto Care? Cuckolding? I don't get it. Oh, wait. There's a cuck word. Oh, okay. I understand. Forgot how innocent Rennie is. How dare you? Former assassin putting his gloves back on, John Wick style. Okay, if you're talking about Kazuki, I don't actually get what you mean, though. Oh, well, I know what you mean as in him going, I can get the... It's weird that he hasn't been doing that before. It's just, I don't know what the point would be now specifically. There's no one specific he needs to assassinate. Him being used for his assassin talents could certainly be useful, and I think Caster's avoiding that because she likes him and she's weird about it. Her emotions are aflutter. I guess it's normal for everyone to have some kind of weird emotions aflutter, but... Can you explain why you did this, Caster?
申し訳ありません。ですがこれもすべてマスターのため。私の目的はあなたを勝利させることだけです。
Is that a lie?
理由などそれ以外にはありません。
I'm sorry, but this is all for you, Master. My goal is to lead you to victory. I have no other reason. I mean, you said when you were talking to Archer that you wanted to, like, take over the world or whatever. Well, maybe not in so many words, but, like, the whole place was your oyster. You were dealing with what was going to happen afterwards, so you were just, you know... You implied that you had your own motives. If your motive was just his victory, then he must have his own big motives. Dash, dash, dash. A long silence. After hearing Caster's declaration, Kazuki Soichiro mutters, I see. Yeah, that sounds like a lie to me personally, but...
ではここから離れるわけにはいかんな。留守中、他のマスターに聖杯を見つけられては、お前の苦労も無駄になる。
Then I cannot move away from here. Your troubles will be for nothing if other masters find the Holy Grail while we are absent. Uh-huh. As if you think the Holy Grail has to be here?
ではマスター。
Then, Master...
納得のいくまで調べるがいい。それまでは私もここに残ろう。お前一人では戦いに向かん。セーバーが手駒になるまで護衛は必要だろう。
You can search this place until you are satisfied. I will remain here until you are done. You alone are not fit for fighting. She's fit for fighting, maybe not the way you are, but she can hold her own. You'll need a guard until Saber is under your control. I think in his own weird way he does like her. Because he seems to care about her well-being to an extent, I think. I just don't see him leaving the temple in that... I guess if he really cares about winning the war for some reason... then maybe he doesn't like her. But I think it would make sense narratively if he likes her. But I shall remain here until you are done. You alone are not fit for fighting. You will need a guard until Saber's under your control. They're gonna, if anyone attacks the church, instead of dealing with Kirei, it'll be, it's me, Kazuki! Well, that's gonna be some kind of surprise, but I feel like, I'm gonna be honest, I think Kirei is possibly a bigger threat if he's got prep time. Kazuki might be better under no prep time, but Kazuki's probably better under no prep time. Based on my understanding of how good Saber is and how good Kirei and Kiritsugu were in Fate Zero, unless Kirei has gotten better, which he could have, I just feel like he was in his prime in Fate Zero and now he's a little older. I feel like in Raw, you know, I think Kazuki would win a normal fight if they were both surprised. I think Kira could win if he had prep time, though. Kazuki, yeah. You'll need a guard until Saber's under your control.
いえ、それには及びません。マスターに力を借りずとも手駒はありますし、
There is no need
聖
for
杯の
that.
探索とてどれほどかかるか。
I do not need your help, and I do not know how long this search will take. She feels all fluttery when he's around, so she doesn't want him to be around, I guess. How can we use this to beat them?
それにここは危険です。竜道寺に戻られた方があなたの身は安全です。
And this place is dangerous. You'll be safer if you return to the Ryudo Temple. Maybe she doesn't like him, but, The other option is she doesn't like him, but she has some plan to kill him and not be killed herself, because normally, you know, if her master was gone, she would be gone too. Maybe she has some plan to get rid of him too, and she just is trying to be goody-goody to him as much as she can until he gets taken out, until her plan becomes to fruition, maybe in 5 days? Maybe it's the 5-day thing? Kazuki Caster is a weird reflection of Shiro Archer and Ren. To an extent. I mean, it makes sense. They could be a villainish reflection of, you know, our good guy team. They do say it's good in stories when the villain is a reflection of your hero in some way. And, you know, I think there's more ways to do villains than just having them be reflections of your hero, but it's not a bad way.
正論だ。だがそれでは私の目的が果たせなくなる。
That is true, but if I do that, I cannot fulfill my objective. And your objective is to protect Caster? It's kind of weird that you, the master, be protecting the servant, but... Question mark? Those words are unexpected even for Caster. What kind of an objective does this man have who has no interest even in the Holy Grail, which can grant any wish? If he really has no interest in the Holy Grail, then why did he bother coming out here? Seems like he likes you, Caster. He's got this weird feeling for you, maybe?
宗一郎様、それは。
Suichiro-sama, then.
急げよ。なければないでいい。成果は問わん。結果だけを出すがいい。
Hurry. I do not care if it is not here. Just make sure you come up with a clear result. With that, Kazuki goes back up the stairs. It's true. Can't fulfill my objective. Dash, 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 dash. Caster watches him go in blank amazement. The dark room is still silent. The footsteps going up the stairs still cannot be heard. Is that... Okay, now Shiro wakes up? Dash, 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 dash. I open my eyes. My eyes are not the only things that wake up, as my sleeping mind wakes up as well. Oh boy! It's a new day for Shiro. Hopefully Caster put all those orphans out of their misery. I mean, I think she enjoys kinky torture, but the orphans, you know, they're just kids. They're too young for her to get a kink off, probably. She might, I mean, use them for some kind of energy, but, like, yeah, she'd probably just take them and, like, be like, I'll take you and you and you, and not just keep them around as, like, a fuel source, but rather an instant gratification, because she can do that. My eyes are the only things that wake up, as my sleeping mind wakes up as well.
傷は問題ないな。
The wound's not a problem. Because he got his willpower towards the end of the night and let himself sleep it off. Nice. I checked the wound on my left shoulder. It still hurts, but there's no intense pain like last night. The fact that it's not fully healed definitely is a sign of the Avalon weakening, but... The heat in my body has gone away somewhat. It shouldn't be a problem for me to move around. Okay. I eat breakfast and satisfy my hunger. That's good. It's important to satisfy your hunger, that's for sure. Hopefully not a fancy breakfast. I mean, you could make a fancy breakfast, but I feel like you don't want to be wasting time today. Feels like an important day. What's your goal, Shiro? Where are you heading? Food comes before anything else. My body won't move unless it gets the nutrition it needs. He is making the smart, healthy choices. Good, Shiro. He realizes. Alright. I reapply the bandage. The wound has turned dark blue. Ooh. It hasn't healed up, and I can see fresh red meat. That's bad.
当然だ。今、セイバーはいないんだから。
Of course, Saber's not here. Is Saber not being here, or is it you still feeling guilty about Saber not being here? Is that affecting the Avalon? Or is it really just the connection with Saber that strengthens it? I disinfect it, put gauze over it, and wrap bandages around it. It's a primitive first aid treatment to wrap and constrict the wound, but I have to do this so it won't get any worse. Okay, where's your wound exactly? Because that could make it harder to fight. Especially if you're trying to do the two-sword style, having a hurt arm would be really bad. If you could, like, just, you know, use the one arm that's not hurt, you could, like, do a one-sword thing. But, Put gauze, wrap bandages. A primitive first aid treatment to wrap and constrict the wound. Okay.
よし、これで終わり。
All done. I'll need a
あと
weapon
は
now.
武器がいるな。
The wound is in the shoulders, so yeah, bad. I'll need a weapon. Are you gonna... I mean, you know, later on you could get the yin-yang swords, but... Also, is it your good shoulder that's fucked up? I don't remember exactly. But... What are you gonna get for your weapon, Shiro? In the dojo? It's cloudy today. It must be really cold as there is frost on the grass outside. So, theoretically, Lancer's out of the running. They haven't went over Lancer, but I think the assumption right now is that he's dead off screen. I'm going to go under that assumption until they prove otherwise, which means that makes a lot of sense. Lancer was second last, if we don't count the cheater Gilgamesh, in Timeline 1. So him being second out in this timeline is very fitting, unlike Ryder, who went first both times. Which means we've got Caster, who's controlling Saber, and Assassin. And then that just leaves Berserker and Archer to oppose, and the cheater Gilgamesh. It must be really cold as there is frost on the grass outside. Makes me wonder what they're gonna do with Gilgamesh now. I guess they're really gonna get into him as his own now that he's separate, you know, now that there's no Kirei. Granted, he never felt constricted by Kirei, they just enjoyed each other's company. Before Lancer comes and goes, "Hey kid, want a servant?" That would be interesting. I did say he might team up with Lancer. I didn't think it would be like this, but it could be interesting if he's still alive, if he ran away. If Caster only attacked, you know, I'll say, if Caster only attacked Kirei because he's the overseeing priest and she was, you know, trying to cheat by getting the Grail early and didn't realize Kirei was a dirty cheater that had Lancer, then maybe Lancer did survive. In which case he would be around for a little while longer. And let me check his status. Master. Nobody. No master. Wait. No, never mind. Hold on. We didn't know his master in this timeline. Hold off the phone. I was about to freak out like, he lost a master, but he's still around. Archer has a specific skill, independent action. Lancer doesn't have that, but you're supposed to stay around for a little while before they disappear. So, it's possible they could form a contract. I did say that would be super interesting. I would enjoy it a lot if they go down that route. Anyways, it's cloudy today. The thing is, though, if they do go down that route, Shiro seems confident. So I want Shiro to make a choice and commit to it before Lancer falls into his lap. Or if Lancer does fall into his lap first, then they just do what Shiro does and not do what Lancer does. Because I want a clear idea. If Shiro is this confident, then I don't just want Lancer solving his problems for him. It must be really cold, as there is frost on the grass outside. Lancer does have battle continuation, so we can probably live on a while for now. Battle continuation isn't necessarily the same thing as independent action, but I think all servants can act for a little bit after their master is dead. There is frost on the grass outside. Dash, dash, dash. But that's meaningless to me. Meaningless. Oh, the type of weather doesn't matter. I don't care about the stupid weather. Not having mana is sort of a battle in itself. Yeah. That sounds like that sounds like a bit of a rules lawyer thing, Lancer. I don't know. As the DM, I'm gonna have to reject that notion. As if there's frost on the grass outside, but you don't care. You're just focused on blah blah blah. I feel no cold, only heat. My body is burning and I want to pour ice water over myself. Because you're so motivated? Or because it hurts from the pain? But this is much better than the condition I was in last night. Oh, it was the pain. Okay. Going to his shed for the weapon. The only things I can find are wooden swords. I was going to say, I guess having a weapon like that for temporary is good. You know, you can get the yin-yang in the moment, I suppose. The hero husbando with a mission. I choose the one that looks like it's the best and put it into my shinai bag. You gonna get a bow and arrow too, or is that kind of hard with your bung arm? I slap my cheeks. You know, it seemed like this was going on kind of like a, you know, more archery route where he might practice archery a bit more and get back into it. No, they seem to be completely dodging that. So he's going to fully get into it in Timeline 3 then? After, you know, maybe realizing that he is the archer, I guess. It's just weird that I would think he gets into the archery and then's like, oh, I'm archer. Rather than, oh, I'm archer, and then gets into the archery. It's kind of a weird order. They brought up archery a little bit at the beginning of the timeline, but, you know, they've dropped it and Aiko and the connections to the Archery Club basically since. So it's weird. It's like they're foreshadowing the idea, but he doesn't fully commit to it till Timeline 3, I guess. Which is weird because, again, it's like he becomes Archer before he does the archery. I don't know. I know that, you know, Archer can grow up in any kind of timeline and have any kind of order, but it's kind of weird thinking about it like that. He could still do archery, but I feel like we've sort of flown the coop at this point. He's still focused on swords. And swords make sense, but like a combo wombo, right? Like archery, shooting the swords with your bow and arrow. He's got to learn that. He's got to learn to shoot his sword birth swords with his arrows in Timeline 3. He definitely is on the Rin train now, but it's slightly different. For sure, for sure. He's not as, you know, sex-fueled maniac as he was with Saber. It's one of supporting her, yeah. It's a little more healthy. I slap my cheeks. I don't know if it's to encourage myself or reassure myself that I won't be coming back here. That sounds pretty big, pretty deep. I honestly don't know why I did that. I carry the Shinai bag over my right shoulder and head outside. Sounds big. I feel like we still have some days left to go, but we might be staying at Rin's house for the rest of it, or we might get injured after doing a cool thing and then have to stay over at Rin's place, or I don't know, maybe we could like sleep somewhere else privately, but I feel like they wouldn't say this if it ends up being not true. Reassure myself that I won't be coming back here. I feel like if he's saying that, it's true. Even though I don't think we're quite at the end of the timeline, I think we're still, if we are, I think it's a long climax. There's a lot of shit they have to cover still. No point coming back here, nothing here to protect, no boundary. It's just interesting, I wonder where he's going to make his new home base then. Because he's got to sleep somewhere. I don't know if he'd sleep at Rin's place immediately, because that implies that he gets back together with Rin immediately. And I feel like that might take a day. I feel like he's got to at least have one day of, you know, sleeping somewhere else random. That's what it feels like to me. But you're right, no boundary field, and there's nothing specific to protect. But just makes me wonder what his in-between sleep place is going to be before he starts, you know, just sleeping over at Tosaga's place. I carry the Shinai bag over my right shoulder and head outside. Hobo Shiro. I mean, we could, I guess. The place I've lived at for so long. Yeah, this definitely seems like goodbye for this timeline. This shed was like my own room, but I don't turn to look at it. That's fitting, because Archer's like, you know, you gotta protect people, not ideals. There's an ideal of this place just being, you know, this place connected to Kiritsugu. You wouldn't want to let it go, but he's like, no, I got to protect the people in front of me and not the memories of this place behind me. Well, even though I've decided to fight, there are many problems. For starters, where the fuck do I go? I have to determine clearly what I should do first, or I'll probably end up not getting anything done. I like this. I like a Shiro that actually has for the first time in the entire war, now that he doesn't have a servant, so, it's kind of bad timing, but for the first time in the entire war, he is being proactive about the war. That makes me very happy. Took him long enough. I have to determine clearly what I should do first, or I'll probably end up not getting anything done. There are 2 courses of action. Oh, choice? Ooh. That's an interesting choice. Church? Really, game? We just need to kill Saber as quick as possible. Okay, so my guess here is that the church is the correct option and that Tosaka is the bad ending. Because Tosaka is so obviously the right ending, and the game just showed us that we'll get fucked if we go to the church. So I think church is the correct option, and they're screwing with me. Okay, I have some actual logic for that, though. Go to the church and die from Gazuki, or go to Rin and follow the waifu route. I think meet up with Tosaka is the bad ending. I don't think I can fall on the Tosaka laurels. I have a couple different reasonings for this. Number one, it's too soon for us to meet up with Tosaka. Tosaka already rejected us. We need to prove, A, to ourselves and to her before we can really team up with her again. If we can't do something on our own, if you have to just follow Tosaka and only care about that, that's not the healthy way to approach it. In addition, if Lancer is on his own, maybe going towards the church means we could meet up with him. Unless that's what they want you to think. Maybe. I know that the game knows the church is dangerous, but the game knows that I know what the game knows. Yeah, exactly. But, yeah, from Shiro's perspective, I don't know that he'd want to go to the church, but, I don't know if he'd have a specific reason for going to the church, but it's getting answers. It's a way of being independent, and it's confronting the church, which he's avoided for so long because he's thought it's icky. And this is a way of confronting that. It's a scary interaction, but it's something he can investigate on his own without just falling on, oh, please, Tosaka, take me back. I'll ask Kirei. It doesn't make much sense. You're right. I'm going to choose go to the church for advice. I'll go to the church. Look, if it's the obvious bad ending game, then give me the obvious bad ending. I think I'm outsmarting the game, though. Or rather, I'm not outsmarting the game. I'm doing what the game I think thinks I'm going to do. But if that's just the double turnaround and makes it a trap anyways, whatever. I'll go to the church. It's irritating to go ask that priest for help, but this is no situation to be caring about such a thing. I think this is good for Shiro's mental health, because he's understanding. He avoids that church like the plague. He thinks it's icky. This is him having the confidence to think, look, I have to confront whatever's up with that church anyways, if there is something up with it. So it's him being able to scope the situation. As long as he's smart about it and doesn't walk right in and die, because then it could just be a bad ending. No, he's not relying on Kirei. He's using his own 2 feet to figure things out. Shut up, Wise. Unless he is trying to rely on Kirei, then it should be a bad ending. There's no situation to be caring about such a thing. Alright, even if meeting up with Tosaka and getting her help may be the best course of action, I have no way of finding her. Good job, Shiro, for saying why this is the right choice. But that priest might know where she is, and maybe even how to fight against Castor. Just as long as you're smart in the moment, Shiro. Look, if this is a bad ending, then fine, whatever. I'll take it. My body feels heavy. Shiro's smart now in Timeline 2, okay? Sometimes he's dumb, but he's smart in the moment. He was, even in Timeline 1, he felt the sense something's wrong as he was going towards the church. He knew before he went in, he was just ignoring it because he ignores hard truths. Here, I think his, like, sensory senses will sense and be like, my body feels heavy. All roads lead to Rin, exactly, but the direct road to Rin is a trap, because it means he's too reliant, and he needs to be self-reliant. If not, he's not proving that he has the power anyways, and he needs to prove that he has the power glove. How long more are we going today? Oh, right. Normally on Mondays I can't go for much longer. Today is a special Monday. So yeah, I can go for another hour to 2 hours. Depends. If I find a good beat, I'll stop early. Otherwise, probably 2 hours. My body feels heavy. The wound on my shoulder aches and gets harder with each step I take. The wound on my shoulder aches. You know, this actually, now that we're here, actually, I'm looking at the time. This is a good lunch break beat. Let's do that. Yeah. All right. There's no music. Oh no. Is the obvious bad choice obviously bad? Is the obvious bad choice obviously bad? That's a good question. We'll find out after the intermission of Fate's Day Night Z. My body feels heavy. The wound on my shoulder aches and gets harder with each step I take. This small hill feels like a wall to me. Whoa, that's a delayed restart. Stream Elements just threw up the that's perfect timing, Stream Elements. You waited forever to throw that back up there. Anyways. Time to get Kazuki fisted. Oh boy, sounds fun. This small hill feels like a wall to me. But it'll end soon. I'll be relieved from this heaviness once I go up the hill and reach the church. The church looks as if it were constructed near the sky. Okay. Blood is dripping down my chest. Oh boy. Are you drawn to the church maybe because you subconsciously knew Saber was here? Damn, my wound opened up. Shouldn't it heal more once you get close to Saber? I didn't think of this as the Saber choice, to be honest. I was thinking of this as the Lancer choice. If you think of it as the Saber choice, then maybe it should be the bad end. Because, should be the Rin route. But it's too obvious. It's so obviously the bad route that I had to do it. My wound opened up. I don't think my weak will made the wound worse. I should actually be resting. But you aren't. Oh. I don't think my weak will made the wound worse. I think it did. I think your weak will did make the wound... Well, okay, yes, if you were resting, it would probably be getting better. But I do think the weak will is having an impact. To some extent. I mean, it's not that weak, but it's only kind of weak. Only half weak. It's natural for my wound to open up if I push myself and move around. He's not focusing on Rin. His will is weakening. Oh, no. Maybe. Natural for my wound to open up if I push myself and move around. If I see Kotomine, even that will. Be careful, man. Are you really just gonna walk right in the front door? He might not be able to treat me, but I'm sure he has some medicine. You don't have any medicine at your place? Yeah, maybe Tiger really was the one that took care of that shit. His role is... Or maybe you just never keep medicine there because, Taiga's like an invincible human. And you also have Avalon, so you never get any bad injuries anyways. And so it's like just Sakura and she just, heals her stuff at her place. I don't know. I mean, I could see it, but I think you'd still have some amount of first aid stuff there. His role is to protect masters that are not able to fight anymore. This is ironic, but I am qualified to be under the church's care as I have lost my command spell. But that's not what you're going there for. Supposed to be neutral territory. Yeah, but it won't be. Maybe Castor will let you go because she'll think you came here for the church's protection. And then she won't care? I don't know. Because this is where someone who isn't going to fight anymore goes, normally. So Castor could expect this to some extent. So is Castor just going to let him be since she already let him be? Even if she does, Kazuki might not. I'm qualified to be under the church's care as I have lost my command spell. Ha! Only a bit more until the church. I'm worried about where Tosaka may be and how Saber's doing. But I just want to sit down and cool my body for now. Maybe you shouldn't be thinking that right now. Because, you know, if you want to see how Saber's doing, you might end up seeing pretty soon. Okay. Oh, you just walked right in the front door. Are you going to smarten up once you get in, or is this just like a bad ending that I just walked right into? If it is, then, you know, okay. I'll take it. You know. The lights are out. The church is silent.
琴峰
I don't see the priest. But I'm sure that he's here. I thought Castor thought he was dead. Is he secretly alive all along? Did he find some way to fake his own death? Like he faked his servant's death in Fate Zero? I mean, it might have just been the servant doing that, to be honest, but, you know. I feel a presence. Uh-oh. You think it's his, but it's not? The church is not empty, as I hear sounds from deeper within.
あれ
Huh? Something's wrong. Yes, realize it's wrong and react accordingly. What I feel and what I know are in conflict with each other. Oh boy. I can't concentrate. My wound is aching. I'm unable to judge what's wrong, what's happening, and what could be dangerous here. Uh-oh, that sounds like bad ending, unless you think fast. Or Lancer saves the day. My wound is aching, and I'm unable to judge what's wrong, what's happening, what could be dangerous here. Maybe the wound is aching because you're nearby Saber, as Saber's in pain, so it actually increases your pain? Possibly.
地震
An earthquake? Oh, shoot, what's that noise? Was that Lancer doing something? Because this should be after the Kirei fight's already done, right? I feel like they're doing this somewhat in chronological order. I stopped myself before sitting down in the chair. A shelf might have come down, as I hear things breaking in Kotamine's voice. Wait, what? Wait, what? Wait, what? Is this Castor's illusion? Maybe it's a Castor illusion because she expected people might come here, and she's like, oh, it's Shiro, just give him an illusion? Or he secretly saved himself.
あいつ奥にいるんだ
So he's in the back. It's dark in here. Then today might be a day off for the church, and the priest might just be in the back. I don't think the church gets days off. Like, I mean, they might take shifts, but I don't think they technically, well, I guess Kirei can't really take a shift, because this is, I don't know, does he take shifts? He's just here all the time? I suppose he has to rest at some point, but I don't know that he'd be allowed to take days off during the Grail War. I mean, maybe in other times of the war, but not during the Grail War, I don't think. We came in the middle of the fight. I don't think we came in the middle of the fight. If we did, then are we changing the past? Or is it inevitable and he's going to die and we're going to walk in? We can't go down there unless we can change the past with his choice. Which means we have to be spying on them if we came in the middle of the fight. Unless, again, we're changing the past with our choice. I don't know if the church is a day off, but I don't think it's accepting visitors. Maybe not changing the past, but changing what we perceived in the previous scene. I don't think the church has a day off, but I don't think it's accepting visitors since the lights are off.
こんな時に休みか
A day like this? Yeah, your timing, am I right? It's hard to keep walking with this wound, but I can't just sit down. I have to go see the priest to have this wound treated and to find out where Tosaka might be. That's one way to do it. If you go look for Tosaka, you might go to Rin's house and there might be an ambush there. Maybe Shinji has an ambush at Rin's house and you die if you go there. Or Ilya has an ambush, and so if you go there, you get killed by Shinji and or Ilya because they're waiting to ambush Rin there. I don't know. Maybe. I emerge in the courtyard. I couldn't tell from the outside, but it seems this building has a small plaza in the middle. Okay. The hallway surrounding the garden is splendid and it reminds me of a monastery. Oh, blood! There's blood? The hallway surrounding the garden is splendid and it reminds me of a monastery I read about. Wait a second. So what's happening exactly? Blood? But I thought Kirei was killed downstairs. Or is the torture just happening downstairs? No, because when Kazuki came down, he saw the blood. So it shouldn't be blood up here unless he's having a premonition. Or this is like an alternate timeline that we've stumbled onto. Or it wouldn't make sense to find Kirei's body here. It should be downstairs, right? Unless the fight was started downstairs and then moved upstairs, and then they went back downstairs? I guess it could be. Huh? I stop. I think something that shouldn't be there was on the pillar right there. On the pillar? Oh boy, what's on the pillar? What do we got?
あら、
Oh!
また会えるとは思っていたけど、こんなに早く会えるなんてね。
I thought I'd see you again, but I didn't think it would be this soon. Interesting. So Castor is just accepting. Not even trying to... Well, then how did we... Wait. What? Wait. How? Wait. Wait. So... Huh? So wait. Okay, where does it say that he heard his voice? I hear things breaking and Kotomine's voice. He specifically said Kotomine's voice. So, if the fight was already going, did the fight finish upstairs? Which means, whether or not this happens, this always happens before she tortures Saber downstairs? Because this would have to be before. It can't be after because Kirei should already be dead. So, unless Kirei lived, yeah. But they're saying Kirei was eliminated. But, So if this is before, then that means that always happens after. So this should be correct. Because the other way would be the bad ending if that always happens after. Because, I mean, unless we can interlude to a time when Shiro's already dead. Is it possible to interlude to a time when Shiro's already dead? If we chose this and this is a bad ending, then maybe Shiro dies and Saber just doesn't know. But that just seems so weird. As I hear things breaking in Kotomine's voice. Anyways, I thought I'd see you again. I didn't think it would be this soon. Like, I thought with Kotomine's voice, I thought she was tricking him. Like, she was tricking him to thinking he was still around, but then things are breaking, so I guess it doesn't make sense for it to be a trick. This is weird. The sorting is weird. I turn around as if I fall. Or rather, I do fall. It's not as if I fall. But, you know, by saying as if I fall makes it cooler somehow. My feet are wobbling and keep myself from falling by leaning against the wall. Uh-oh. Why are you here? Uh-huh. I bear the pain in my shoulder and stare at the shadow in front of me. She probably thinks I'm coming here just to seek aid from the church. That's not what I'm doing. But if she thinks that I'm doing it to stay out of the war, I might be able to talk my way out of this because she let me go after all. This is like kind of an obvious next destination for me, right? I bear the pain in my shoulder and stare at the shadow in front of me.
それはこちらのセリフよ。その傷ならしばらくは動けないと踏んでいたのだけれど。
That's my
思ってい
line.
た以上の坊やだったわけね。
I thought you wouldn't be able to move for a while with that wound, but you're much more resilient than I expected. He is indeed resilient. The purple road comes closer. Oh boy, stranger danger. Does this make her even more intrigued by me? Or has she already given up on me? Oh, a choice? Usually when they layer choices like this, it means you're on the right pathway. But, oh boy. How to deal with the caster. How to deal with the caster, who is also a master. How to deal with the caster, who's also master. Save. Oh, we're close. We're close to the 10th page. We're going to have to start doing some ziggy zaggies. I know what I'm going to do when we get there, but we're close. Anyways. The purple road comes close. Run away, fight, try to find an opening. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, that's true. So, yes, the Saber thing is one where they layered choices, but we were on a bad ending. But that's different because that was a point build-up, right? And so, if we came here because of the result of a point build-up, we wouldn't have even gotten the choice, right? I don't know. Okay, run away, fight, or try to find an opening. Run away, fight, or try to find an opening. Geez, what's correct here? I feel like fighting is always wrong. Running away, Trying to find an opening is a strategic choice, but is it too easy? She might let us run away, but also, if she lets us, then I don't know if it's a good thing. I feel like looking for an opening or running away is best. Fighting definitely always seems wrong. Trying to find an opening. That's such an obvious choice. If it's wrong, it's wrong. Whoa!
無駄よ。あなた程度の力じゃ何をしても私からは逃げられないわ。
Is this a but thou must? It's useless. With so little power, you cannot run away from me no matter what you do. But I was just trying to find an opening. I wasn't running away. We fight and Kazuki snaps her neck. I don't think we can find an opening in Shiro's condition. Running seems like the right choice. I don't agree. I feel like if we tried to run, she could just catch us at any time. I suppose the argument is if we try to find an opening, she'll realize we're trying to find an opening. But, like, I feel like if she wants to stop us, she can stop us either way. If, like, try to find an opening. If we fail, then we just leave. I don't know. The running, I mean, maybe running is right, but it seems like, I don't know. I guess she might just let us get away. She could. But if Kazuki, you know, really was around, he probably wouldn't let us get away anyways. With so little power, you cannot run away from me no matter what you do. I didn't choose the runaway option, dang it! Caster's voice echoes. Where am I? No, what happened to my vision? Oh, geez, I swing my wooden sword in a world without any direction. Uh-oh. I don't feel it anything. I don't feel it hitting anything, and I don't hear the sound of it swing. You don't even hear the sound of it swing. Ooh. I don't feel it anything, and I don't hear the sound of it swing. I just use up my energy and worsen my wound. Maybe this is a you're dead choice? If you mean, like, as in, choosing to look for an opening as a you're dead choice, sure. But if you mean go to the temple as a you're dead choice, then make it interesting. Because so far, this is a very, to me, pointless you're dead choice. Like, we knew this would be bad, so if we come here and we just die and it's boring, then that's just such a waste of my time. But we'll see if they make it interesting if it is a you're dead choice. I just use up my energy and worsen my wound. Okay. That sounds bad. Don't use up your energy and worsen your wound. Oh boy, spinning my world.
安心なさい。
Do not
殺しは
worry.
しないわ。
I won't kill you.
あなたには希少価値があるもの。
You're valuable.
適当に狩り込んで、
She won't kill
防
me.
衛用の魔杖として使ってあげる。
I don't know. That still seems like a bad outcome. But if I don't get killed, then I have a chance, right? You're valuable since you are rare. I shall prune you appropriately and use you as a wand for projection magic. I guess that is what I'd be good at, huh? Does this give us an opening because you're taking us alive? In which case the choice doesn't really matter, but it could definitely be a dead end where she just catches us, but that's such a boring dead end, so I'm doubting it. Aga. My insides writhe. My body won't even budge. But my insides are turning like laundry inside a dryer. Oh boy. I lay on the spin cycle. Ho ho ho. That's a laundry joke.
驚いた。頭を押さえたのに、体はまだ諦めていないのね。ますます気に入ったわ、坊や。
So in the end.
セイバーもじき私のものになるし、あなたも同じよ。
So
大事に扱ってあげる。
Wow, you just kept going. In the end, she just ended up getting both of us, in theory. She gets Saber, and now she's gonna get me too. I'm surprised. Your body has not given up yet, even though I have your mind. I like you all the more now. Saber will soon be mine, so I'll treat you gently like I will her. Hey, at least we'll still be on the same side, right? There's a version of Shiro in Timeline 1 that would have just accepted this and not even been too upset about it. Bump, bump. Dash, dash. Ugh. The nausea that almost causes me to throw up my organs stops. Okay. Almost throw up your organs. That's bad. The Magus in purple reaches out with her finger, wet with someone else's blood. Kirei's? And then?
あの男は逃がしたけど、あなたは逃がさない。
That man got away, but I will not let you go. That man as in Lancer or as in Kirei? Because I felt like there was a very... Wait, okay, just if we can use history for a quick second. I think it has to be Lancer, right? Okay, Lancer's not letting... This isn't letting me go that far back. I will not let you go. I'm sure the thing said he was dead. So, what's the dealio? Unless they mean Lancer. But then Kirei was making noises? I don't know. That man got away, but I will not let you go.
さあ、すぐに愛しのお姫様に会わせてあげる。
Here, I shall let you see your beloved princess. But we heard Kotomine's voice. Shiro said he heard Kotomine's voice, which means Kotomine must have this must have happened before, assuming she's not tricking me with that, this must have happened before the interlude. So Saber would have already known that I was caught if this is leading in that direction, unless it's not leading in that direction, unless that interlude can potentially just be a lie? Or it's a typo and he didn't hear Kotomine's voice and that was just in his head? And it's like some kind of mental time travel? Here, I shall let you see your beloved princess. You got the wrong timeline for her to be my beloved princess. My vision is cut off. I don't feel my limbs. And the... Oh, what? The only certain thing? My vision is cut off. I don't feel my limbs. And the only certain thing I feel is the pain in my shoulder. Ooh. Because that has to do with, oh, the wound you got earlier. Pain in the shoulder. Symbolic of, she's opening your wound. That ends quickly as well. Okay, that's boring. Is there a right way out of that situation? Because if not, that's just kind of boring. I guess it's hinting that Lancer escaped? That's not really that important. Hint corner. Oh, hey, we still didn't fully see the last hint corner. I kind of, before I even bother watching this, do I even watch hint corners anymore? Caster, I won't kill you. Game, dead end. That's why it's dead end and not bad end. Yeah, that's why it's dead end and not bad end, I think. Because, no, wait. No. Because dead end is death. Wait, no. Is there sometimes where there's not... Hold on. If memory serves, sometimes there's dead end, sometimes there's not. Yeah, that's true. I just forget. What is the difference? Dead end is death, or is death not dead end? Which is death, which is not death? Wise, you're wise, right? Because there's two different types. One's a dead end, one's a different end, and one of them you die. Sure is a 1 now for Caster. Dead end is when you die. Well, what's the other end? Otherwise, it's a bad end. Oh. So he did die. He's a 1. He didn't die then. But he should have died, but he didn't die? Maybe he gave out from his wound. Maybe his will was strong enough to kill himself before Caster could use him. Anyways, I don't put too much stock in the kind of ending, I guess. I am going to find the right choice. I'm going to find the right choice in this situation. If there's no right choice, I feel like this is such a waste of my time. Because you already showed me that I just get fucked when I come here, game. So I come here and I just get fucked? What's the point? I don't know. And it's not even revealing much information. It could be like an interesting, oh, we see some things early, but if it's just Lancer gets away, that's not enough of a reason. Give me something juicier if you're going to give me such a pointless bad ending. Anyways, go to run away. Is it the same shit? It's useless. Caster's voice echoes. Where am I? No, what happened to my vision? Caster! You're the one wasting it. No, I'm not. The game gave me the choice. Give me something interesting with the choice. You chose the obvious bad end. Have fun. If it's gonna be an obvious bad end, at least make it interesting. Ah. I don't feel it hitting anything and I don't hear the sound of the swing. It's just the same? Okay.
あの男は
It's not about taking the L. This is just boring. I'm still not going to bother watching the dojo. I'm not sure. I still feel unsure about the dojos at the moment, so I think I'm going to hold off on watching this one. I'll get back and watch other dojos, but I don't think I'm going to watch this one for the moment. Okay. Cool, so that's the same. So, let's just, you know, be thorough.
それはこちらのセリフよ。
Fight!
無駄よ。
Nope. Alright, it really is useless? Okay. I don't mind the idea of being given a choice and then it being taken away from you, like, you're an idiot! But, But yeah, this, okay. The choice that led here
安心なさ。
is not interesting. Okay, whatever. It's just bad writing, I guess. I don't know, bad choice giving. Whatever, let's go back. Yeah, I'm not gonna watch the Tiger Dojo for now. Because, wait, hold on. No, I guess if this is a bad ending anyway. Okay, I was gonna say, maybe if I keep going, it'll change at the last second. I don't think so. Yeah, we're gonna load this up. Church, really, game? Yeah, I'm not gonna watch the Tiger Dojo for now. Because, it could just be that they were bullshitting. In that Tiger Dojo, and that's not really what was going on. But if that's what was going on, they still haven't revealed that to us. And if that's not what was going on, I don't get it. So yeah, and also, it's not about out of context. I can, re-experience the context. You don't have to worry about that, for the Tiger Dojos, but, but, yeah. Wow, really? Okay. What a lame bad ending. Alright. Why is that even a choice? What a waste of time. Okay. I'll go find Tosaka. She told me to forfeit. If I'm going to ignore her advice and fight, I have to make her realize that I'm not going to give up and that we're still cooperating. I'm going to ignore her advice and fight. I have to make her realize that I'm not going to give up and that we're still cooperating. Why did I reread that? I don't know, because I glanced away for a second and I forgot everything. And, I mean, you have to find her in the first place, but... Oh, the pendant. That's fair. I can't let her fight by herself. Oh, yes, we're entwined. When else would they have revealed it? Revealed what? I don't even fully know what they revealed. Like, I stopped myself before I fully figured it out, and I'm trying to remember as little as possible about that on purpose. I have not played the game before, so I have no idea when they would reveal the thing that they revealed. Like, you know, there's plenty of opportunities. Like, maybe you've seen the whole game and been like, of course they never could have revealed it, because they never do. Like, that's... what? I can't let her fight by herself. I owe her big time. I can't forfeit until I repay her for that. Oh, so you're saying you can forfeit after you repay her? You've repaid her plenty. You've helped her out plenty, so you're just never forfeiting at this point, I would argue. Because you'll never consider it enough, I'd say.
しかもあいつここ一番で失敗するし危なっかしくて一人になってさせておけない
She always screws up at the crucial moment. And she's so unreliable that I can't let her be alone. Okay, you have to throw the sun in there at the end. Even though there's no one there to hear it. Maybe it's good for your mental well-being. She always screws up at the crucial moment. She's so unreliable that I can't let her be alone. That sounds actually a little like... I mean, it's the sun, but also reminds me of Archer a little bit. Because Rin would say, you know, oh, I always screw up the worst moment. But I don't know, did she say that in front of Shiro? Maybe once? And so unreliable. Archer would be the one to call her unreliable. I don't know that Shiro's ever called her that before. Until now. I adjust the Shinai bag on my shoulder. I know I won't be of much help. And that she'll object. If you think you won't be of much help, then you're going about this the wrong way, in my opinion. But I can't obtain peace of mind until I see Tosaka's face. Okay. This is just a what if. Is it a what if? It's not a what if, clearly. Because oh, you're about to theorize that you might be Archer from the future? Good on you. But it's not a what if because I already chose the other choice, and that's the what if that's stupid. It doesn't even make sense. Like, was Kiri alive? Maybe that's what it was hinting at, was that Kiri's alive, and that's the value in that bad choice. If it is, then that gives it some value, I guess. If Kiri's still alive, and that's hinting at that, and you thought he died, but that shows he's alive, and Castor thought he was dead, but he wasn't, and secretly survived and escaped, there's some value there. But if it's just Lancer getting away, then that's not enough value, in my opinion. Anyways, this is just a what if. If she gets injured away from me, I can't even be here to help her. Just a what if. If she gets injured away from me, well, sure, makes sense. Okay. So where are we going? Where are you going, Shiro? How are you going to find Tosaka? Phew. I sit down on a bench and rest my burning body. Burning. It's past noon. No, it's not. It's only like 11:40. What are you talking about? I've searched all around Shinto, but I haven't found anything. Oh, what do you know? Trying to find Tosaka and you don't know how to find Tosaka is a bad choice, huh? Shiro did save her life that one time. I mean, yeah, Shiro's, I think, helped her out plenty. If he was ever going to feel like he'd repaid the debt, I feel like he would have felt that way already. Granted, Rin's the same way. Rin's the same way, where, you know, no matter how much Shiro, no matter how much she's already helped Shiro, she feels like she owes Shiro and has to keep helping him, so it shows similarity. It makes sense that Rin's summoned Shiro because they're so serious. Her. But yeah, he ended up back at this park. Do you want to confront this park, Shiro? Otherwise, isn't it kind of weird that you came here again? Searched all around Shinto, but I haven't found anything.
簡単にはいかないと思ったけど、ここまで無反応なんて。
Damn, I knew it wasn't going to be easy, but I didn't think I'd find nothing. I knew from the start that I had no way to find Tosaka. And yet that was still the right choice anyways. Grumble. Can't you have a better choice, a better smart thing, instead of mindlessly going in any direction? That sounds like, you know, Shiro being the fucking stupid from Timeline 1. You have so much confidence, and yet you don't know where at all to go. Gosh, that's the first step, is where are you going? You don't know where you're going! Anyways, I knew from the start that I had no way to find Tosaka. I let my luck take over and search. I'm just bitter because of that bad choice. Grumble. Okay. I let my luck take over and search through the town, but I couldn't find her, nor any traces of her. Okay.
他のマスターも出てこない。令状がない以上、ちょっかい出す必要もないってことか。
Shinji would attack you anyway. The other masters aren't coming out either. I guess there's no need to attack me now that I don't have my command spell. I feel like Shinji would attack you regardless. Ilia might attack you regardless, but she's probably preoccupied. They might be preoccupied with each other, to be honest. I don't know. Hard to say. I feel like that was the implication Gilgamesh made, as he was going after Ilia. And if they're dealing with each other, they might not have been able to deal with you. I sigh and lay back. Being bait. Ah, yes. No other masters came out and attacked you. It'd be better if they attacked you than attacked Rin? Yeah. Oof. You thought they might attack you, what? And then Rin would save you? Or that it's better that you get killed by a master to give an opening for Rin? Because tisk Shiro, where's the development there? Dash. I'm making no progress like this. Correct! Tosaka hasn't left any trace, and my last resort of using myself as bait to lure other masters I was failing so far. That was actually your plan. Wow, Shiro, you're still fucked up. Okay. You have not gotten over your self-hatred, even though you were having fun. I guess it makes sense. I don't know. It felt like you were being so confident, though. But no. Even though you were having fun, you still think you didn't deserve to have fun. You're confident in this decision, but you're willing to admit that maybe... But you're not, I don't know, even though you're confident in this decision, you haven't really learned anything from, you didn't take a moment to reflect on what happened and what the better way to resolve the Saber Taiga situation is. So I guess it makes sense that despite your confidence, it's misplaced and you don't really know what you're doing. I guess. My last resort of using myself as bait to lure other masters is failing so far. I get a bit uneasy. Okay. Now we deal with this bullshit? Alright. I might not be able to find Tosaka, and I might not be able to save Saber. So now we do this self-doubt? What was the point of the confidence, then? to give us a choice, which is just stupid. They might already be in a terrible situation by the time I find them.
まだ昼だ。そう簡単に行くもんか。
It's still noon. I won't let that happen so easily. Yeah, we didn't really have a talk internally about that whole Saber situation, so it makes sense he's not really past it yet. But, you know, I feel like the confidence had some implications, but no, they really didn't. I mean, they did imply things, but the implications were false. May already be in a terrible situation by the time I find them. It's still noon. I won't let that happen so easily. Okay, is this you ignoring truths or not analyzing what will really happen if it does happen? Saying I won't let that happen so easily. It's fine to have confidence, but what if it does happen? How will you react? You need to think about these things, Shiro, in advance, or you're not going to be prepared when they happen. I get back up. I ignore the renewed throbbing in my shoulder and leave the park. That's why it's still throbbing, because you don't have the right will. Your will's not in the right place. You're willing to be baked. That's why you're still throbbing. Your will is in the wrong place. Why'd you even come to the park, Shiro? You even laid down for a bit. Is that what that says? Uh-huh. I sigh and lay back. You lay back in the frickin' fireground. You're trying to move on, but you just can't. You're trying to have a cool thought about how to move on from this place, but you just can't, so you just leave? The confidence implies that he is not a whiny baby that cares about his own feelings. He didn't care about Rin abandoning him. He cares because he failed them. Sure, counterpoint. He still hates himself. I mean, I already knew he wasn't a whiny baby that only cares about his own feelings. I feel like we had mostly gotten through that by the end of Timeline 1. So I don't think there's much point in the confidence signaling that. But I ignore the renewed throbbing in my shoulder and leave the park. I'll search one more time. This time I'll get lucky. That's the best way for the narrative to move forward. Yeah. It's something. His confidence is something, I suppose, but he just has to run into something, because what happens when he doesn't, right? I feel like the best way for the narrative to move forward is he fails and then reflects, but it's more likely he's going to run into someone. I don't know. If he fails, reflects, and thinks, how can I approach this situation? If I can't find Rin, could I try going at it from, like, maybe look into the motto angle? You know, ... you know, do something beyond just going for Rin if you can't find her. But I'll search one more time. I'm sure that she's in Shinto. It's just like last night. I don't know why, but I can feel that he is around here. You mean Archer? Because he is the... It's not something ambiguous like a premonition. This is a certain knowledge, like a conviction. Alright, I guess. Okay. Oh, another interlude. Okay. Cool. Oh, wait, what? When did I figure out what the dream was? Wait, this is an interlude. This is an interlude? Rin's interlude? Is Rin interluding? Or is this Archer's interlude? Because he's figuring out his own dream? That's a great question. Let's make a... I have to pee. I do have to pee, actually. I don't want to stop yet, though. So... Who's interlude? It's something to do with Archer. Something to do with Archer. Save. Okay, so. Right. Interlude City today and last night. Oh yeah, I love it. I love all the interludes. They're great. They're great. They're great. Okay. When did I figure out what the dream was? Who is this? Archer? Seems like it'd be Archer. It could be Rin, though. Rin might have figured out that Archer is Shiro. Can't be a Shiro, because the interlude is... It can't be an interlude if it's Shiro. A desert as far as I can see. Uh-huh. The numerous swords stuck in the ground do not have a wielder. Uh-huh. The sky is stormy, and there is no forest, town, or sea within my sight. No my? Wait, this is an interlude and you're using my? Wait, what? A desert as far as I can... This is an interlude? How's this an interlude if you... What? Wait. It's a Rin interlude then. No, it's not. Wait. It's an Archer interlude and they're using Mai because Archer is Shiro, so he gets to use Mai? Right? Because if it was Rin and they were doing me, my, I, they wouldn't interlude. Because they've done that before, but they didn't interlude. They just did a natural transition. They did a natural transition because we're servant and master? Nobody said you can't have a first-person interludes. They've never done it before. Sure, if they're good, they have to be consistent. When they break pattern, there has to be a reason to the pattern breaking. And maybe there is. But like, I feel like Rin, she's had interludes. They're not first person. So, I guess the reason that we can cut to Rin maybe is that there's like a servant-master connection between Shiro and Rin, so we can cut to her properly without an interlude. I don't know. And then, I guess because Archer is Shiro, he gets to have I and Mai in his interludes. A desert as far as I can see. The numerous swords stuck in the ground do not have a wielder. Oh, also, when did I figure out what the dream is? Right away he used I! Everything has to happen the first time? No. It could just not happen. There's no point to having a first-person interlude unless there's a purpose. If they were always first-person, sure. But if they're third person, then suddenly having a first person one, there has to be a purpose. It's not as simple as there has to be a first. There doesn't. There could just never be a first person interlude. Anyways, when did I figure out what the dream was? This has to be Archer then, right? Because we've switched to Rin and done I, my. I think it has to be Archer. The sky is stormy and there's no forest, town, or sea within my sight. Artistic choice? If it's an artistic choice, then there's meaning to the artistic choice, and I don't think they'd randomly do Rin, so that's why I think it's Archer. And translator's choice, fuck that translator. Translate it properly. Also, thank you, fan translators, you're really good, but also, what? The sky is stormy and there's no forest, town, or sea within my sight. A hill of blades stretching to infinity. Okay. A graveyard of steel without any wielder or bearer. Uh-huh. I knew from the start. You knew... Okay, what did you know? What did you know? Any wielder or bearer. That this is the scenery inside that hero's mind. Oh. It is Rin. Wait, they interlude... Oh, wait, what? Okay, then... Why bother doing Rin interludes that aren't... Wait. It just seems so weird. What? Because they've already... But then... And then sometimes... So it's like an interlude that's... It's doing a not interlude. Because they're using I and me and my. So why even do the interlude? You could... I mean, I feel like there's merit to it, but like... Why not just... Anyways, as the scenery inside the hero's mind. After many sequences of events, one who becomes a heroic spirit ends up in that place. Time access. Person A becomes a hero and dies. Past, future, present. Right, you talked about this in Timeline 1. This played into my theory when I was thinking, wait, what if Shiro's just Archer? You said it could be from the future, and yes, that's true. Makes a lot of sense. Seat of the heroic spirits. Removed from the time axis, cycle of rebirth. Lore! There are those who left the world loved by people, and there are those who left the world praised as noble kings. There are those who died wanting to fight, and there are those who died in satisfaction. But it seems there are many that have been praised as heroes against their will. And Archer being one of them? If true heroes are those who have legitimately earned the title, these are a different kind. Well, wait, heroes against their will, aren't those the true heroes, though? If someone becomes a hero because they want to be a hero, they could be good at being a hero, but if they want it just for the, the clout of being a hero, then fuck them. They were forced to the throne of heroes because of their fate. Oh, you mean like Saber. I see. Because she's like, Grail, make me a hero so I can blah blah blah. I mean, Saber still fits as a proper hero anyways, but she still wished herself into the Grail, so technically she... Anyways. They were forced to the throne of heroes because of their fate, and they should be called Avenger, the anti-hero. Oh boy! Archer does seem like an Avenger kind. But, you know, like the typical Avenger, not like the Marvel's Avenger that are actually kind of more heroic than you'd expect from something called the Avengers. Anyways, they should be called Avenger, the anti-hero, or anti-hero, depending on how you want to read it. They are the opposite of heroes, but they were praised as heroes regardless. Edgy intensifies, yeah. So what, like type 4 hero? I don't think Archer is a type 5 anti-hero, but I could definitely see him as a type 4, probably type 3. Shiro, I would say that Shiro is more of a type 1 anti-hero. Well, no. I think he has shades of type 1. If Shiro, regular Shiro is any type of anti-hero, I think he is type 1. Archer definitely is type 2 to type 3. I think he's got shades of type 4. Don't you know the TV tropes? Types of anti-heroes? Type 1 anti-hero is the wimp who wants to be a hero, but, like, isn't good enough. And then from type 2, it goes to edgy. The scale of edginess. With type 5, basically, they're a villain, but are on the good guy's side, is type 5. And so it's like a scale. But anyways, they're the opposite of heroes, but they are praised as heroes regardless. Even those that hated humans, and those the humans hated, are summoned as guardians. Woof. Didn't it say Ryder hated humans? Or something like that? I don't remember. It's been a while. Something like that. She said something like that. Maybe she learned to hate humans because she learned to just love her bugs. Haha! I don't know. They were praised as heroes regardless. Even those that hated humans. And those the humans hated. So mutual hate, but because the hate was so strong, that gave them the... Well, no, because they have to... Aren't you talking to people that wish themselves into the Grail? That's what I think you're talking about. But, like, this is suggesting it's just because the hatred was so strong? I don't know. But he's neither. Oh! What? Hold on, what? He's neither? You mean he's not an Avenger either? Oh. They were praised as heroes regardless. So, those that people hated, but like other... You know what? If someone hates you, someone's probably going to like you because they would have disliked the people that hated you. Or if they do terrible things, their legend will go on into myth and they'll become a heroic spirit despite that. Kind of weird they'd still be called a heroic spirit. But anyways, he's neither. Actual villains that were forced under the throne because of the fame become anti-heroes? I guess that makes sense. Castor is definitely an anti-hero then. Unless, you know, she's a cheater like Saber. And Archer? Because Saber and Archer seem to be cheaters, so I think Castor might be a cheater too? He's neither. There's that Archer. It's picturing a Grail. Looks like a girl to me. He's not a true hero, nor a rare anti-hero. Are anti-heroes rare? He's a maniac, but he's killing villains, so it's okay. That is not what I think she meant by people that are hated by everyone. Makes sense why evil people are still summoned as servants. I mean, evil people can be useful servants. He's not a true hero, nor a rare anti-hero. He was never compensated for his efforts, and his own life ended with betrayal, but he never hated humans. Okay. Never compensated. Who betrayed him then? Makes me wonder. What betrayed Shiro in the timeline where he became Archer? Will we see that play out in this timeline, or will it be like just a, you know, oh, this is how my version went kind of deal? But it didn't last. Or there is just a pre-everything Timeline 0, and Timeline 0, how would Timeline 0 work, though? I don't know if there can be a Timeline 0. The idea behind Timeline 0, because Archer has the pendant, this is why it complicates things and makes it hard for there to be a proper Timeline 0. Because if Archer has that pendant, he would have gotten it from Rin. So in theory, Rin still saved his life. But if that was related to the Grail War, maybe it's in a version of the Grail War where he never became a master? No, but he has to know Saber. He has to know Saber somehow. So if there is a Timeline 0, he becomes part of the Grail War, but then Archer isn't in the Grail War. So Timeline 0 just seems like something that probably doesn't exist. There probably is no Timeline 0. Anyways, it didn't last. Whoa, he probably grew wary? What was that? That's what kind of transition? Holy ball sacks! He never hated humans. It didn't last. He probably grew wary. Well, yeah, I think you knew from some of your dreams that he grew wary, Ren. I was mistaken. About what? He never hated humans. It didn't last. He probably grew wary. What were you mistaken about, Ren? Heroic spirits, familiars called servants. Oh, were you wrong about this? So when you were giving your lore dump, were you wrong? Humanity's power to control called the Guardians. They are summoned into every age to prevent humanity's extinction. I mean, yeah, did you explain that? They can be summoned from the future? So, it shouldn't be that you're mistaken. If you're thinking Shiro is Archer, that's not really a mistake, because you said from the beginning, right? Could have been that? I mean, you didn't say Shiro specifically, but they're summoned into every age to prevent humanity's extinction. But the only condition for their summoning is destruction brought on by humans. Oh, yeah. Which is exactly why Archer got so hateful. Makes sense. Naturally, destruction brought on by an outside factor is solved not by human power, but by the world's restraining power. So the only thing guardian heroic spirits can see is self-destruction. I mean, they can see outside destruction too, but, you know, sure. They don't fight natural disasters. Heroes can be very helpful against natural disasters, to be honest, but... outside factor is solved not by human power, by the world's restraining power. Into every age to prevent humanity's extinction. The only condition is destruction brought on by humans. Oh, yeah. Okay, that's fair. If it's destruction brought on by humans, then yeah. Even though they could help, they don't. No saber summoned to Excaliblast a hurricane. Oh well. They'll deal with it, I guess. I guess the idea is that, you know, if it's God's doing, then they should not interfere. Only when meddlesome humans try to play God. The only thing guardian heroic spirits can see is self-destruction. They're an existence that eliminate destruction brought on by human greed. If a meteor tries to hit the Earth, the world just fucking averts it? Let's hope so. He made a contract with the world to save humans and become a hero. Yeah, similar to Saber, made a contract with the world to, basically erase her own past. So, no, I mean, similar, but like, you know, Archer's is better. Save humans and become a hero. After he died, he became a heroic spirit, and we shows humanity's self-destruction over and over again. He is summoned as a heroic spirit to save people, but he only gets to clean up after people's wrongdoings. This is all probably supposed to be slight slow building to the fact that Shiro is Archer, but I kind of already pieced that together, so... Only gets to clean up after people's wrongdoings. It did not take long for him to realize it is meaningless and start loathing the human world. Yep, because every time you save the world, the next time you get summoned, the world's just going to be fucked up again. He never got to actually save someone? I mean, I feel like he could have saved people, but like, you would have seen really dark things happening. It would have had to be really bad things that were happening. You could save people from those bad things, but if you keep seeing them happen every time, you know, and your powers do nothing to stop the things from happening, and because you're only around when the bad things have basically already started and probably done a bunch of shit, then the thing that you want to do, prevent the things in the first place, the thing you really would want to do, he can never do. So, definitely makes sense he would start loathing everything. Meaningless and start loathing the human world. And in the end, he was betrayed by the ideal that he protected until death. Uh-huh. That ideal that he could save everything? Or everything in his sight, even?
Rin, どうした?
Rin,
立ちくらみか?
do you feel dizzy? Rin indeed. Now where do they go? Where do we go from here? This is the graveyard outside the church. This is an interlude. Is it the previous night, or is this later that night, I wonder? Did Shiro just laze the day away looking? If this is this night, then it would make sense, I guess, that she's attacking the church, because this is where Castor is. But I guess she said that she knew how to follow Castor somehow. Rin, do you feel dizzy? Also, if this is where she ended up and it's the church, Shiro, I fucking went to the church. I didn't run to Rin. Fucking, bullshit. Yeah. Hearing the call, Tosaka Rin wakes up. You can't. What? So, there was that one time when we switched to Rin's perspective and it wasn't an interlude. And then, the dream was in first person. She woke up. It was still first person. Oh, Gembird, that's fair. Yeah, makes sense. But here, she's first person and wakes up and is third person with no transition. So, what is the... Is it because while she was thinking deeply about Archer, she's more connected to Shiro, which means she get to cheat the first person despite being an interlude? Ah! Okay, hearing the call, Tosaka Rin wakes up. She slowly looks around. Was she sleeping? This is the foreigner's cemetery. Uh-huh. It's just past 7 o'clock, but there's no one here. So what are you doing here? Well, the hill with the church is always empty to start with.
ごめん、寝てた。少し疲れてるみたい。
Were you sleeping here? Sorry, I fell asleep. I guess I'm tired. Were you actually sleeping here?
無理もない。昨夜から不眠だったからな。体調が優れないのならば、見合わすか。何も今すぐ仕掛けることはない。
That is understandable. You have not slept since last night. Should we propose that? She proposed this? What are we proposing exactly? You have not slept since last night. Should we postpone this if you are not feeling well? We do not have to go get them at right this moment. Okay, yeah, they're near the church, so they were heading towards the church. But, if this is... Here's the thing that I'm thinking. You have not slept since last night. Is this the previous night that we're seeing? Or is this current? Because if this is current, then what took her so long? I don't know. I guess they were just following Castor's movements, but, it's been several hours, right? I mean, I don't know, maybe she had to send out a Gembird or something. But if this is 7 and Shiro was sulking around noon or something in the forest, and if it's the same day and Shiro looked over and couldn't find Rin, I'm just wondering what she was doing all that time, scoping out the situation, I guess. I guess. But Rin normally doesn't scope. I guess she does now because she's really trying hard. Why is she trying hard? To make sure Shiro stays safe? I don't know. I mean, if anything, isn't she willing to, sacrifice herself for Shiro at this point? Is that where her mental state is? Because she wants Shiro to make this out of this okay? Maybe she feels better knowing that she has a version of Shiro beside her in theory, or has a theory about it based on what she said in that other blah, 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 blah. But, the height? But, alright, we do not have to go get them right at this moment.
いいえ、時間はかけられない。キャスターの居場所が分かったんなら、ここで決着をつけるべきよ。
No, we can't take our time. Since we know where Castor is, we should settle this right now. Were you just looking for Castor this whole time? I thought you knew where she was. Were you using your Gembirds? You never ran into Shiro. Did you go to your way to not run into Shiro? Or wait, what do you, give me more exposition, woman. After saying so, Rin realizes that her body is warm. Her familiar archer must have kept her warm using his cloak. Was she actually sleeping? I guess she was, to an extent. So she's been up, she never slept. I think the way Archer worded that was wrong. I think he meant she didn't sleep last night. Shiro slept, so he could help her. And then she never slept, I think, is the implication. And so she's been up ever since, so she just took a quick nap. Gembird was killed by assassin. Sure, but, she still had to find somehow that Castor came to the church. And, if it's just, oh, she found out, how? You seem to know Castor's there. How? Tell me, game. Anyways, her familiar archer must have kept her warm using his cloak.
なんだ、寝てるって気がついてたんじゃないあなた。なのに起こさないなんて人が悪いわね。
Oh, I see. Maybe they were sleeping in unison. Maybe as Shiro went to take a nap over at the place where the fire happened, Rin started taking a real nap here, and she slept for several hours. How long was she sleeping, though? It seems, I don't know. Given that Rin isn't surprised that it's dark, I don't think it's been too long. Unless she is surprised it's dark and just doesn't care, or hasn't realized yet. If it's dark, she could have been sleeping for a long time. Then maybe that does mean they were just tracking her heartily and, all day until they found her. And then she just fell asleep right here in the cemetery. That could happen, I guess. You didn't wake me up?
何立ったまま眠る人間には
Oh.
そうお目にかかれないのでね。
Oh, it's rare to see someone sleeping while they're standing.
つい観察してしまった。
Slept the whole 8 hours while standing? That's extra rare. I was fascinated, so I had to observe it.
ますますたちが悪い。女の子の寝顔を見るなんて何様よあんた。
That's even worse. Who are you to be staring at a girl's sleeping face? Who indeed? Or do you know already, Rin? Do you know already? Bum bum bum.
安心したまえ。誓ってそのような無礼はしていない。
Don't worry, I've done nothing so rude.
だが別のものは聞いたな。目は閉じようと思えば閉じられるが、
But I
耳
did
はそうはいか
hear
ないのでな。
something else. I can close my eyes, but I cannot close my ears. Ooh, that archer instinct, because you got to be able to wait. But your eyesight is good. You're just cynical, so you're always paying attention because there's danger everywhere. I got it.
そう。私何か言ってた？
Oh, was she talking in her sleep? Because that's a scary thought. Archer might learn everything. I see. What was I saying, Archer?
ああ、気に食わないだの、頭に来るだの。
Oh.
実に物騒なささやきを数件。
I heard a few scary phrases like how you're so angry. Okay, I thought that Archer, when he's like, I can't close my ears, I mean, there's something going on close by, and now I'm going to tell you what it is. But no, okay, she was sleep talking. All right. I heard a few scary phrases like how you're so angry.
なんだ。よかった。
Oh, that's good. Yeah, she's worried that he might find out the truth of what she knows and what he knows and what he could she but he. And she doesn't want him to know because she doesn't want him to throw off his game while they're still doing this. It could emotionally compromise him. Yeah. Rin sighs with relief. The dream she saw should not be discussed. You want to keep them separate? You want to keep past Shiro and future Shiro separate? Do you think this is a bad ending of Shiro that you don't want to come true? Even if it is, I guess that's why you wouldn't want to discuss it with him. She can't have Archer know about it. She likes their relationship. Yeah. I can see that. Things will get really awkward if he knows that she knows a bit more about him. And then they'll get really awkward if he knows what she knows about him. She likes the relationship. To maintain it, she has to hide the fact that she knows about Archer's past. Just how much do you know, Rin? I feel like, you've made a pretty strong implication about the height, so, but...
行きましょうあっちゃ。教会なら少しは詳しいわ。あそこならどこに隠れているか。
Let's go,
見当が
Archer.
つく。
I know about the church. I can guess where she might be hiding. Okay. She brushes away Archer's cloak. Archer silently protects from behind her. Definitely would feel weird if Rin did know the truth, just keeping it to herself, knowing the two different Shiros would be, it's just very interesting how she's handling it. She's staying with the Shiro that's been burdened by all this magical bullshit, because maybe she feels she's also been burdened with the bullshit, though I think it can be argued that she could free herself from it still, whereas Archer is maybe a little too far gone. Shiro, she thinks that Shiro is, this current Shiro isn't quite in the bullshit, so he should be left behind, as it were, protected from the darkness of what's really going on. But I don't think that would ever work out for Shiro. And if you told Archer the truth, he could probably tell you as much. Archer silently protects from behind her. Then,
ねえあーちゃん、自分のやってきたことを後悔したことってある？
ooh, sudden. Hey Archer, have you ever regretted your own actions? If he's Shiro, I think he says no, because that's the motto he took from Kiritsugu was, you might have messed some stuff up, but like, or even that's his own motto now seems to be that he might have, like even if he had the wrong ideas, he doesn't think his path was wrong. I think that this is enough Shiro and Archer for him to answer a similar way that. Even if he doesn't like being here, I don't think he likes himself enough to care that he's doing it anyways. Have you regretted your own actions? She asked without turning around. Dash. I wonder if Rin's probing because it's like a Shiro question, or if it's because Rin herself has regretted her own actions. Like, which action, though? Because there's a few to choose from.
私はできれば最後までしたくない。本当に打ちのめされた時にも歯を食いしばって意地を張り続けたい。
Tsupoima, regretting dying. I mean, he doesn't, though. He seemed happy at the time. Maybe he regretted dying, if anything, regret becoming a hero. But, like, all the good things he's done and people he's helped, I feel like he can't possibly regret that even if, he's seen all the badness of the world. Don't get why people do that. A really small brain move in hindsight. That whole dying thing, yeah. What are people thinking when they do it? I don't want to if I can help it. I want to grit my teeth and be stubborn, even when I'm completely broken. Oh, I see what you're saying. Because you're the person who doesn't regret. You don't even want to admit to yourself that you think an action was wrong. You're Sun not just on the outside, but on the inside. Have you ever regretted your own actions? I don't want to if I can help it. I want to grit my teeth and be stubborn, even when I'm completely beaten. Yeah, it sounds similar to Archer / Shiro.
けど、それって難しいんでしょうね。きっと私が考えている以上に。
But I'm sure that's hard. Harder than I imagine, I suppose. At least when the action that you could potentially regret is so grave.
個人差があるな。その手の精神論は。
That would depend on the person.
できる者もいれば、できない者もいる。とりわけ、君は前者だ。その手の人間は、まず過ちなど起こさないし、自らの過ちなど考えることもない。
There are those who can and those who cannot do so. You are the former. Such people will not make mistakes, let alone consider them. Wait, what? Now I'm confused. I'm sure that's harder than I imagine, I suppose. That would depend on the person. Are we still talking about the same thing? About regretting your actions? Because, like, such people will not make mistakes. I mean, wait. There are those who can and those who cannot. If you are the former, that means you're those who can regret your actions. But you're saying such people won't make mistakes? I clearly have misunderstood some part of this dialogue exchange. Such people will not make mistakes, let alone consider them.
何よ。それじゃあ私が傍若無人な暴君みたいじゃない。
That sounds like an arrogant tyrant. Okay, I guess what he's saying is that there's some that regret and some that don't, and she doesn't regret. That's not how the wording came across, but okay.
いい自己認識だ、リン。
That's a good observation, Ren. Even all grown up sure will still be in the sun with Ren. We mostly just see him being Sun with Ren, so maybe that was foreshadowing in its own right. But most of his interactions are with Ren, so it's hard to tell if that's the case. It's a good observation, Ren.
鮮やかな人間というものは人より眩しいものを言う。
A brilliant person shines brighter than others. Wait, are you saying that she's brilliant, or are you saying that she's just as an arrogant tyrant as a brilliant person shines brilliantly? Is this a metaphor, or are you saying she's brilliant?
そういった手合いにはな、歯を食いしばる時などないのだ。
Such people never have to get their teeth. Okay, you're complimenting her, I think. Backhanded. It's a certified Sun moment, but also with some dere in there. Dere Sun. Instead of Sundere, it's Dere Sun.
で、試験だが、君は間違いなくその手合いだ。遠坂凛は最後まであっさりと自分の道を信じられる。
So, this is a personal opinion, but you would fall into that category. Tosaka Rin will follow her path until the very end. I can see that. But is that any different from Shiro? Then again, Shiro, maybe shouldn't be following. I mean, he should follow a path, but maybe the path he was following, even if it was a good path, he wasn't necessarily following it correctly. Granted, if you're still following it, you're still following it despite your development, I suppose. But that depends if you're still following it. Anyways. But yeah, Shiro. If that's the Shiro in him, you should still follow that path. That is, echoing. The knight in red cloak praises her. Bit of a weird praise, but sure. Rin blushes at his answer, of course, but keeps asking without turning around.
じゃああなたは最後まで自分が正しいって信じられる？
Then what about you? Do you think you'd be able to believe in yourself until the very end? Despite all the bullshit, if he's still got the Shiro in him, he'll say yes. Of course, he could always lie. He's more cold now, so he might give the Sun answer and lie.
いや申し訳ないが、
Ooh.
その質問は無意味だな。
Dodges it. That's the cold answer, I see. Rin's opening up, but Archer is still closed off. Sorry, but that question is meaningless.
どうしてよ。答えられないことじゃないでしょ、こんなの。
Why? It's something you're able to answer, right? Do you think you'd be able to believe in yourself until the very end? The question is meaningless because he's already, his very end was already met. And now there's just like a never-ending end for his hero days. I can see that. She sounds a bit nervous. Now that's prodding. To that,
最後までという質問が無意味だ。
yeah, the until the very end part is meaningless. Because for a servant there is no end, right?
忘れたのかマスター。
Did you forget, Master?
私の最後はとうの昔に終わ
That
って
too. I met my end a long time ago. I think you already know as well as I do that you meet your end in the future, good sir, but sure. The knight in red gives this reply. Oof. That's where they end the interlude. Okay. I met my end a long time ago. Is this timeline gonna go dark? Is this timeline the timeline where Shiro makes himself Archer? Because that's not a happy ending. And then they continue on to timeline 3. That's weird because timeline 1 is timeline 1 though. So I don't know. They could do that still. But it wouldn't, I don't know, it'd be weird because timeline 1 is timeline 1 and this seems to be timeline 2. So it feels more likely that, like when I say timeline 0, I mean a timeline before Archer was summoned to this Grail War, but Shiro still lived out this part of his life. I think there could be a timeline 0 as in a timeline we didn't see. Or it wouldn't really be a timeline 0 though, an alternate timeline that where the Archer version lived out his past, even if we're not seeing that Archer version live out the Shiro present, as it were. But it wouldn't really be a timeline 0 because it'd still be a version of Archer summoned from the future, I feel like. Or there doesn't have to be, but like Rin could get a different Archer, but it gets wonky. Man. Or maybe Rin normally can get a different Archer and originally did, but then because of the timey-wimey stuff, she messed up the time, and the time altered and got a servant from the future, and normally she does get a present one. Maybe there's a timeline. Wait, maybe there's an original timeline where she summons Rin. Okay, if there is a timeline 0, that's probably what happens then. Maybe Rin summons Saber, and then Shiro wouldn't necessarily be part of the Grail War, but he would still end up maybe getting attacked by Lancer and having to be saved, possibly. If there's a timeline 0, it will make sense, I guess, because Rin planned to initially get Saber, and she fucked up with the time distortion. But if there's a timeline 0, that's probably true. Anyways, man. And that way Shiro can still meet Saber. Even if he's not part of the Grail War. He can still get the pendant and still potentially meet Saber. Although that's part of the Grail War. But like if Rin gets close to him, it's hard to say if he could actually meet Saber and have the same connection without actually having Saber as his servant. But I guess it depends. Anyways. I sigh and lean against a side. Okay, what's your plan now, Shiro? What's your plan now? I searched until the sunset, and the only thing I figured out was how useless I am. Sounds good. Good plan. Oh boy. That pain's still hurting you. Yeah, today did not work out so good for you, Shiro. Are you planning to sleep again, or are you going to give up? Also, good! He didn't succeed! That's what I wanted. He needed to not succeed. Because, anyways, I think I've been kind of over this, but if he succeeds through luck, then that's teaching him the bad lessons. The wound on my left shoulder is throbbing with pain. I don't know if it's opened up or if the bandage is getting loose. Okay. So it's a slow burn. They had him act like he had confidence, but then didn't know what the fuck he was doing. And then over the course of the day, he just like, where's this confidence taking me? Because he didn't bother to really think about what he was doing before he did it. He just, said, confident. Don't think, just confident. It works out best that it's a slow burn towards not solving anything. The wound on my left shoulder is throbbing with pain. I don't know if it's opened up or if the bandage is getting loose. Either way, I can't spend too much time on the search. It'll end up like last night if I can't find a clue. Okay? Man, where could she be? If we just end up going to the church after all this, it's gonna kind of piss me off, not gonna lie. Because, we tried going to the church, and you just had to go to the church later when Tosaka's there, you dummy. Oh, that's gonna annoy me if that ends up being true. I recall when I parted ways with her last night. It's already been a day since she told me to run to the church since I can't fight without Saber. Are you joking? There's no way we go to the church now. And then it just works out. Because, again, I guess the player saw that it would be a bad ending, so you don't choose it then. But now the player sees that Rin's there, so you choose it now. That would piss me off so much, because from Shiro's perspective, nothing's fucking changed! It's already been a day since she told me to run to the church since I can't fight with Saber. Without Saber. Oh, the church. Don't you fuck with me, game! There is a clue. I thought about it when I started the search this morning. Okay, wait. The supervisor of the Holy Grail. No. We are not doing this, game! Don't you fucking dare! The supervisor of the Holy Grail War. The priest at the church might know where Tosaka is. No! I refuse!
あいつの手を借りるのは尺に触るけど、襟好みしてる場合じゃない。
Fuck you! What? You're gonna be kidding me! Is that... What the... We already... No, that's stupid! It's irritating to go ask that priest for help, but this is no time to be hung up on that sort of thing. Please say you're cut off because you're not actually going to the church now, right? Please, no. And it's not even like you sense her in. It's not like you turned on your sense and you know she's there. You're just going there fucking coincidentally. Because of a new thing you came up with that you could have just come up with earlier in the day. What? Oh, wait, yes, wait. No, I shouldn't go see that priest regardless of my feelings. Okay. He's a priest, but Kotomi Akira is not a man that should be approached. Okay. The bad ending makes this funnier if it's not actually true. It's funny as long as it's not actually true. I don't want to go ask him for advice, but he's the only one I can count on right now. Well, which fucking is it? I shouldn't go to the priest regardless of my feelings. I don't want to ask him, but he's the only one I can count on?
一度だけだ。それなら問題ないだろう。
No! Why? Why would you do this? I'll consult him just this once. That shouldn't be a problem. I'll convince myself and move my aching body. It's just a joke? The bad ending was there just to make the joke full round? Gosh dang it. Like, it's kind of, okay, you know, I can appreciate the joke, but the practicality of it, I feel like the joke hurts the integrity of the scene. It's a funny joke that, oh, bad ending, you go to the temple, obviously bad. Oh, Rin's at the temple. I should go, Rin's at, not the temple, but you know, Rin's at, she called it a temple. Rin's at the church. I should go to the church. We don't even get a choice. It's just, I should go to the church. Yeah, that's, and like, it's completely removed from the actual bad or good thing that's going on there that we see there happening. I can appreciate the joke, but the integrity of this scene, I feel, suffers because this should be a big moment for Shiro, and instead, to me, it just comes off as a joke, which I don't think is the best thing for such, what should be such an important moment in Shiro's arc, but the bad end seems to imply he arrived while Castor was still getting settled in. I don't know, fucking bad ending, gosh dang diddly. Anyways, I'll convince myself and move my aching body. It's almost 7 o'clock. Oh, for Rin, wait. Are we seeing these backwards? They're backwards! Because we saw the interlude where Kirei was, maybe had a voice. So, like, no, the interlude after he was dead, before, and then we went, and then it already happened, I think. And now this time, it's almost 7 o'clock. I feel like Rin woke up. It was supposed to be 7. I could be remembering wrong. In which case, that kills this idea. But maybe we saw the future both times. So, it's not breaking the rule of the chronology. It's just they showed us the future chronology before you make the choice. Which is symbolic of something. I don't know what it is. Shiro's getting more attached to his future self Archer, so he's seeing we're the view player are seeing the future where before we play out the present to give us full cognition. It still just feels like kind of a bad joke, but it's kind of funny, but also I just want to take the scene seriously. It's almost 7 o'clock. Alright, 20 minutes walk from the station. Okay, so I guess we're not on a bad ending route anymore. Hang on, I want to stop here. I don't know. No, let's wait. Let's get up closer to the church. Something might happen before we get to the church. I think we are going to stop soon. I want to stop before the big church shenanigans go down. But, I'll let it play out a little bit more. 20 minutes walk from the station. The church is in the suburbs, away from the noisy town. Okay. Dash. It's been 9 days since I last went up this hill. Ah, poetic. But I'm going there pretty often now, considering that I've never went there before. To be honest, I don't like the church. Yeah, sure. Maybe that building itself is a forbidden place I shouldn't approach. Yeah, last time you approached it, you died in a bad ending. But this time you're fine because of fucking bullshit. You could argue his will is in a different place. He didn't first thing go to Kirei. He tried to find Rin, so... Okay, they can maybe still have some integrity with this scene if Shiro at least smartens up before it gets to the temp... or the whatever. If he gets called out or runs into something along the way, then the integrity is kind of shot. Unless the idea is that we're still supposed to having no faith in Shiro, which I guess is fine, but... Like, if he wins through full luck, then, you know... Maybe the build itself is a forbidden place I shouldn't approach. The fire 10 years ago. Okay. The church took care of all the orphans at the time. Oh, you're bringing this up. Cool. So it reminds me of that incident, whether I like it or not. The fact that you mentally bring it up, you know, shows your development from Timeline 1, I suppose. You didn't bring it up in the bad end, I guess you can't be wasting time on that shit when you're he's still cautious about the church. Mostly about Shiro's mindset, if he was cautious of the church or not, I guess. We'll see. If he actually is cautious when he gets there and doesn't do the stupid things and ends up solving the situation because of that, I guess I'll be more okay with it. But if he just gets interrupted and so would have theoretically been just as stupid, that, I guess, bugs me more. But, whether I like it or not. Let's watch. Let's see. Does he get interrupted or is he smarter? I get up to the hill and come out of the clearing. And then... You got a thing? Your Shiro radar goes off? Your Shiro sense is tingling? I get a sudden headache. Okay, that's a good sign. That doesn't mean he's smarter, but it means his body is smarter. Because it's telling him, no, stupid, don't go in. It's not because of the wound on my shoulder. The wound is causing me to have a fever, but it shouldn't give me such a headache. I hope this is his body just being smarter after losing the will and not, oh, we're close to Archer, so I'm going to give you a convenient headache, because then it's just, look at him. The wound is causing me to have a fever, but it shouldn't give me such a headache. Okay. My temples are hurting. Your temples are hurting? That's funny because read a temple and then Caster called this new place a temple. I lose myself and feel a chill as if my body is splitting in two like a shedding insect. That sounds bad. Feel a chill, my body is splitting it too, like as if your past self wants to merge with your future self. Shiro's a future past. Oh yeah, for sure. This is weird, he says out loud. I bear the headache and start running. Running where? It's because of the hunch I've had since yesterday. Hunch? Yesterday? What hunch? The conviction that Tosaka is in Shinto. Okay. That sensation is assailing me now and causing the headaches. So you're following... So... But it wasn't even, I think Rain will be there. My senses are telling me. It was, yeah, maybe the last chance I have is to go to the church, but subconsciously it was your Shiro senses? Is that what we're getting at? I don't know. Assailing me now and causing the headache. Something should be going on in there. Alright. Like, it's not something interrupting him, but he's not really being smarter either. And the thing interrupting is himself. Does that count? Is that cheating? I don't know if that's cheating. You're half cheating, Shiro. I don't know if I should count it as cheating or not. Oh boy. There are bloodstains on the floor. That sounds like a great cliffhanger. Bloodstains on the floor as soon as we come in? Cool. That means it shouldn't be Kirei. Someone else should have died. There were not bloodstains on the floor when we came into the bad ending. So this is a full-on cliffhanger. Let's do it. Who else died? Kuzuki? I feel that it'd have an impact on Caster. Unless it's still Kirei and Shiro was just really dense this morning and didn't notice them. Save! There are bloodstains on the floor. Right, so, church fuckery. You don't know if you'll be here tomorrow. Oh, no. Hope I enjoy. Who else died? Kuzuki? I feel that it'd have an impact on Caster, unless it's still Kirei. Shiro was just really dense and, what did it say? Unless it was still, what did I say? And Shiro was just really dense this morning and didn't notice them. Correct. Back. Cancel. Back. Okay. Oh, perfect. I ended on a screen with no music. Why is that perfect? I don't know. Apparently it is. No, that's bad. I like starting with music. Bad! I want music! Oh, well. So, there are bloodstains on the floor. Great cliffhanger. What's going on with those blood signs? We'll find out tomorrow, I suppose. I'll see you then. Until then, still don't have an outro phrase. I don't know. I BS more easily when there's music. There's no music, so I guess we'll just stop. Still don't have an outro phrase. Stop recording.